handful of presenters, a mass of microphones, and a whole load of talk. This is TigerTails Radio.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, to another exciting episode of TigerTails Radio. And this is a very special show. This is a celebration, if you can call it such, of 12 years of TigerTails Radio.
We're 12.
We're 12 now.
12 years.
12 years.
12.
On
Yep.
this very day, we are 12.
This many.
Yep. Many, many, many. He's got there's like more than he's got
This
fingers.
many.
Yeah, indeed. We have to use our toes for these.
Yeah, and Hedgie doesn't
Yep.
like getting his toes out because
No, I
they
don't.
smell funny.
No, my toe don't. My feet are fine.
Yes,
Okay.
we are 12.
Okay, so I thought it'd be nice if we could sit back and relax for a little while and just relive some of the memories of the previous 12 years of TigerTails Radio to see just how we got to where we are now.
And how much greyer we are.
I can surmise this quite quickly on 12 years of TigerTails Radio. Ah!
Why is it broken? Why doesn't it work? And why is Pete taking his top off?
And, oh my God, isn't Hedgie so grey now?
Yes.
Yeah.
Mind you, Fat Hedgie was season 1.
Yeah, it's true. He was.
You
Yes.
have slimmed down quite considerably since.
I
So,
have.
so
I
yeah,
have.
so let's start with season 1
Oh dear
when
God.
I wasn't part of the show.
No, this is before your time.
We weren't here. We weren't even at the house. We were back at the flat.
We were
and
at-
someone had the good idea of doing a show on the podcast 365 days in a row.
It's not strictly true. The actual origin is this. Way back in the day, back in 2004, this was prior to July the 20th, which is the official start date
This
of the
was
show.
prior to
Someone
me
got
moving
drunk.
to Southampton.
Yep. When you were still... actually, I thought you'd just moved by that point.
Had I?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think you'd just come on. Because it was one evening and we were listening to internet radio. And it was just somebody's playlist.
Yeah.
And we were sat there going, well, this is shit.
There's no talking or anything. There's no banter. There's nothing.
no presenters. There needs to be presenters.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ, we could do better than this. The next couple of days, we went out to Maplin's,
Mm-hmm.
thanks to the aid of Audi, and sourced some audio equipment,
Yeah.
plugged it all in, and on July the 20th, 2004, TigerTails Radio was born.
Oh,
Shit
yes.
happened.
And it ran for about 3 hours or so before we kind of got bored, and it attracted a few viewers or
Yeah.
listeners because we pimped it out over the AOL Instant Messenger because that's what we were using back then.
Back
Good
in
Lord.
the days of AOL.
Wow.
All right. It was the only bit of AOL kit that anyone ever used, Instant Messenger. And it was a good bit of kit, so we used
Yeah,
it.
it was.
And we pumped ourselves out on that a bit, and people got some viewing. They're like, are you going to be doing this tomorrow? And I was like, yeah, we can do. Nothing else going on. And so we did it tomorrow. And then someone said, are you going to be doing it tomorrow? And so we did it tomorrow again. And all of a sudden, we were doing it every day.
Yeah.
And so we thought, well, let's see if we can keep this up for a year. Let's see if we can do a full year of daily broadcasts. And it turns out we could.
Yeah.
Just.
By the
Even
end-
when we were moving studios.
Yes, even when we
It
moved,
was like, oh my God.
we had the PCs packed up in the morning, set up in the afternoon, show in the evening.
Yeah.
We were that good.
Yeah,
I think we had a
definition of good.
couple of days where we didn't broadcast due to people being ill and
Yeah.
stuff like that. That was
But,
it.
no, you see, well, us, as in you and I,
Yep.
didn't broadcast. I had arranged for other presenters.
Oh.
Yeah,
Yes.
so the show carried on even without
Aha.
us. We had the likes of Tongro and Southpaw and Goten and a couple of other people all doing shows in our absence. So there were times when, yes, there were no show from us, but that doesn't mean there wasn't a show.
There's also very little archived evidence of this. I mean, you can go to the Wikifer and
Yep.
look up various bits and pieces on TigerTails Radio, including the stuff from season 1.
That's true.
But this wasn't back in the day when everything was being recorded, especially by the magic of YouTube and Google.
And also, we didn't have hard drives big enough to store them.
No, this was the days when the show was being broadcast in 24 kilobits per second mono.
I've got
Yep.
250k.
This was, yeah, this was like we were just up from ISDN. We were
Yep.
on a 1 meg broadband connection.
That was it, yeah.
And so we couldn't broadcast anything of a high quality, which was okay because back in 2004, no one really had broadband anyway.
Not
and
really.
the
No.
stream was so low quality that people on dial-up could listen in.
Yeah.
Which was good because a lot of our friends at the time were on dial-up.
Yeah,
Yeah,
And
it's
they were
friends.
listening in.
Everyone had, really, yeah.
I mean, we were showing off and being all posh back in the day by having 1 meg of broadband. Now look at it. Apparently, in some cases, 1 meg of broadband is below your human rights.
1 meg of internet.
Yes.
Yeah.
12 years ago that was, yeah.
Yep, that was 12 years ago from this day. It's quite scary, isn't it?
It is absolutely mad. It's like over a decade.
And I remember when we used to use the PlayStation Eye cameras as webcams.
Oh, yeah, we did.
And
Yeah.
we had a little bit of webcam software that would take a photo every 20 seconds and then upload it for us. And then we ran a little auto refresh script so you could actually have the webcams update automatically.
Yeah,
on the
we did.
websites.
We did.
So, what are some of the memories of season 1 then? Because 365 days.
Yep.
Memory. 365 days. That's
Including
a lot of shows.
Christmas and New Year's.
That's
Yeah.
true, yeah.
That's a lot of shows. So, is there anything that stood out in season 1 for you?
Yes, there was a fair few things that stood out in season 1. The 80s disco party.
That's true, yeah.
That was our first 8-hour broadcast.
8 hours, folks.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
right.
That was good fun.
Yeah.
We did cheat. We bookend the first half and the last half of the show off with just solid music. But yeah, we basically took the studio into what used to be the dining room, which became Hedgie's bedroom, but it was reaccosted as a studio as well.
Yeah.
And we used to broadcast in the lounge, which had like a kitchen built into it. It was quite a long room. And we used to broadcast from in there. And then when the disco night came along, we moved everything into Hedgie's room and just had the lounge for socialising and speakers. And we put disco lights up, a mirror ball and everything. And we just had a
we did.
big 8-hour-long party.
Yeah, it was great.
It was good fun. And a fair few people managed to survive the night.
They did.
Just about. Yep. It was all good and happy. And that was from there we thought, well, that worked. What can we do next? How about when New Year's come along, we host a karaoke night?
Yes, and we did.
We did, including Clepsydra's Ace of Spades.
Oh
which
my God. Which has now been immortalised.
Ace of
It is
Spades,
immortalised.
the Ace of Spades.
I've got it somewhere in the archives. I've no idea where, but yeah.
We've looked at that a couple
Oh
of times.
my God.
We have
When we've
played it.
looked back over the
Yeah, on
years.
previous celebration shows. So yeah, if you track down one of our previous celebration shows, you'll probably find Clepsydra's
Yeah.
Ace of Spades.
That
Yeah,
may
you
have been
probably
archived.
will.
So that was one thing. Anything else from season 1?
Hedgie, any of your memories?
Oh,
Hedgie,
dear
do you have
God.
any memories?
Can you remember 12 years ago?
Oh, jeez. Well, back in the day.
Well, based on the photographs,
Oh,
he was
jeez.
larger. He had darker hair.
Yep, I did.
He did, yes.
Yep. Not grey like I am now.
He didn't have the beard. Mm-hmm. And even though he was a few years older than everyone else, he still looked like a babby.
That's got his own short hair, that's why.
Except for one photo. We'll run a little photo gallery a bit later on.
Oh, yeah, we will.
But there's one where he looks a bit like a chav and about to thump someone.
Yes, that's true, I do.
He's like, oh,
the eyebrow. Yes.
Knuckle drag. But
Yes.
season 1 also started something which we're probably not supposed to be proud of,
Which
but it
is...
then inspired something else which then started doing good for things.
Breaking shit.
No, we pied Bungle,
Ah, yes, that's right, yes.
and then we pied White Star,
Yep.
and then we evolved and started raising money for comic relief.
Yes.
With the Gunjathons, yes.
With the TigerTails Radio Comic Relief Gunjathons, yes. I remember those. I remember the first one. Way back when.
The first Gunjathon we did.
Yes. And it was very shortly before we moved out of the flat and into the second studio.
That's true, yeah.
Or into the
And it
house.
was at night, and the Gunj had been sitting outside.
No, it hadn't. This is the big lie that Laz
Okay.
started.
All right.
I don't think he meant it as a lie. It was a big
A miscommunication.
misconstrue, yeah.
Yes.
The gunge had been sitting in the kitchen
That's right, yes.
overnight.
But it had gone literally cold.
The instructions
So-
said to leave it for 24 hours before use. So we did. We mixed it on the 11th of March and used it on the 12th of March. I remember this because 12th of March was my mum's birthday as well.
Yay.
And so I had to abandon mother's birthday early because they were going off to a casino. So I had to say,
Ah,
actually,
yes.
no, I don't want to go to the casino. I've got something else. And I had to go back and get gunged. And when I was talking about this, basically press ganging people into it, and everyone's saying, well, you're not going to do it, are you? And I was like, yes. So I thought, I'd better go first here, lead by example.
Yeah.
Yes.
This was something that was going to bite me on the arse in many years to come.
Ah, yeah.
But we'll talk about that later. So yeah, the Pieing Bungle and White Star really started off all of our comic relief fundraising activities. And also, but I think even before then we were pieing Hedgie.
Yeah?
In fact, we can go back in time because
Ooh.
in the archives, we have a video called How to Attack a Hedgie, and this is when
Yes.
when Wardy attacked you. Remember?
Yes. Yes.
We were larking about, and he attacked you with a foam pie and was
Yes,
crap
he
at
did.
it. And so I thought I'd give a masterclass in how to hit
Oh,
a Hedgie
yes.
with a pie.
Yes, I've seen
Yes.
that video. That's quite cool.
Well, you've seen it, Hedgie's seen it, Hedgie started it.
Yes, I did.
And now we can let everybody watch it right now.
Now, like I said a minute ago, Hedgie was unnecessarily attacked by Wardy with this. Which wasn't very nice of him, now was it?
No, it
Now,
wasn't.
Wardy kind of attacked Hedgie from a kind of up, kind of down position, didn't
Well,
he?
he put his arms in the way.
So yeah, he kind of attacked him like that. You see, that's not quite the way to do it. What you're supposed to do is maybe stand behind or stand in front of your victim, making sure that you're not obscuring their view on the webcam.
I can't get.
Huh?
I can't get you both in, Tiggy, too tall. That's
You don't
better.
need to get my head in. My head's...
What are you going to do? Tango him?
You know when you've been tangoed. Inevitability. Painful, isn't it?
We're about to fall off here.
I'm going to put my hands here.
Yeah, have you got a
my,
something that's white clean, Hedgie?
Well, see, what you could have done, if you're going to attack from the top, you could have attacked from the bottom. Yeah. You see, that's one way of attacking him.
Oh,
It's not
Jesus.
off too, so it's quite sanitary and safe.
Oh my god. We got albatrosses in here.
Albatross! Come on, get your albatross! Look, it's all pie-shaped.
Yes.
Lovely.
pie-shaped albatross.
Yes, it's a pie-shaped.
Apologies, the camera work isn't that steady.
Oh well. Yeah. Oh, it's on the floor. Never mind.
Oh, it wasn't my fault.
Ah, it's going on the floor there. No, it's going on the
Tiggy, you need to squat down.
I'm too busy catching. My fingers everywhere. It's on my fingers. Thanks for asking. It's on the chair. It's everywhere. Oh my god. But no, that's not the best way to do it. You see, the best way to attack somebody with me. How did he get on me? What have I done? I haven't done anything yet.
Yet.
See, my best plan is to do that. You see. You do that.
Oh, that's white.
And that comes round like so, and down, and all around, and do you know, I've got people who'll be very proud of me for doing this.
Yeah, fetish websites probably.
And that is how you attack someone. And if you'd like to just, or you can see the white on the camera, just wait for a couple of seconds, Hedgie. There you go. Webcam is taking a photo, has it? Not yet, it will do in a minute. That's its job, it's supposed to capture. There you go. There's it, it'll take a photo of the nice white blob of Hedgie on the webcam.
Can't find the zoom function on this
Oh,
thing.
very, very pretty. Look at that.
Oh, here we go.
Isn't it nice? See, what you can do is just add in some twingery. Please add a little bit of...
What we have to worry about is it might actually go hard.
See, what it creates here is a very nice
Finish.
thick layer.
Well, thank God he can breathe through it.
Oh yeah, you can breathe quite easily. You've got to get it just all the right little crannies.
If I get, can I send this to you being free and you get 250 quid?
Like they mentioned it there.
Knickers. Ow!
They don't let you. Oh, there you go.
This thing's got hot.
That, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, is...
Yo, nice one. There's all white particulate matter in the air now.
Yeah, hurry, it'll pass.
God, it stinks.
And that is how you attack somebody with shaving foam.
The end.
Yeah, so that was Hedgie getting pied. Because, yeah, he totally doesn't
Oh,
deserve
God,
that.
yes. Yes, I remember that well now.
Yes, all the memories flooding back.
And
Big
actually,
being ejected back.
Xavier asked me, do you have any memories of season 1? And one actually popped into my head, which was when I actually decided to snort the contents of a sherbet fountain.
Not all of it.
Not all of it.
I remember
Some of it.
I remember we had Shep Shepherd on hand.
Yeah, he did to
Oh, that
test
reminds
it.
me. Shep, the owner of the Shep Facts.
Indeed, yes.
Shep Facts, yep.
Yeah, we used to have a regular segment where Shep would actually send in a Shep Fact. Mm-hmm. And it would be read out to the Blue Peter theme.
It would.
And we'd managed to time it so that the end Shep Fact always ended on the big 2 notes.
It was very good.
That was
But yes,
always a
the
challenge.
snorting of sherbet was quite amusing.
Yes.
Yeah, you did.
That was
you did a lot
definitely one of
crazy
my sort of, things that you that you'd sort of put in a public information film and go, I did this, don't do this, kids, bad for you.
Well, it was that and the cinnamon challenge. Oh,
This
what
was
else?
long
The cinnamon
before
challenges
the cinnamon challenge.
what? That was here.
The Mentos and Coke.
Ah, yes.
That actually kicked off the TigerTails TV YouTube channel. Mentos
Really?
videos, yeah.
Good lord.
Mentos and Coke.
Dr. Hedgie, yes.
Yep. Lots of experiments.
And a variation on Russian roulette, which
Ah,
I don't know
yes.
if it was season 1 or season 2.
That was, ooh.
But this
That was season 1, I think.
No, that was season 2 because we were in
Yeah.
the house by then.
Oh, God, yes, you're right.
So
Yeah.
moving on then to season 2.
Well, in all fairness,
Yeah.
season 1 did transpire into the house because we
But where
moved.
we were downstairs.
We moved. Yeah, we were downstairs. In fact,
Yeah.
where the way the house was organised, there was a car alarm going off in the background.
Yes.
Right.
Honestly, you can't get a single day's good report.
No, you
from
can't.
Daniel.
Hell.
God.
Oh, well. So, as I was saying, I was rudely interrupted.
Yep.
This is what happens when you have a window open.
Nice.
when we moved in and set everything up, it was all downstairs. There was a hallway, a nice long hallway.
Yep.
Yep.
And we managed to kind of ensconce ourselves into the side of this hallway.
Yes.
'Cause it was the easiest place to set up.
It was the easiest and quickest, and it was quite near to where the phone line was, so we didn't have to run massive cables everywhere.
Yep.
Although we eventually did get the whole place wired for networking,
We
which
did,
was
yeah.
quite awesome.
Yep.
But we set the PCs up there, and we ended up having the 2 PCs for the broadcasting, because this was back in the day when we couldn't just broadcast on 1 PC.
That's true.
Because when we moved, we had a slightly better internet connection, so we had a slightly higher band stream and a low band stream.
2 megabytes.
No, it was 24 kilobytes mono and 48 kilobytes stereo.
Ooh.
So the stream quality was exactly the same on both, except one came out of, one was basically the contents of one ear split, and the other one was one for each ear.
Ew.
Yes. Ooh, so we could actually have stereo, and I could start mucking about with left and right balance.
Hey.
Because that's always fun, isn't it?
Yes.
yeah.
So season 2 though.
Yeah.
Season 1, when we finished the year, we had a nice big celebration. That was when Hedgie snorted the sherbet, actually. You can, I think I've actually put that on the YouTube channel somewhere.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so...
Well, should we watch it?
Yeah, why not?
Why
actually?
not? Why don't we?
We could put it right
We'll
here.
watch Hedgie
Yes.
snort sherbet.
We can.
Yeah, why not?
We can see what stupid things we did before we grew up.
Would you like to introduce yourself, Hedgie?
Okay. Very well. This will be me on season 1, before I had this gorgeous grey hair, doing the stupid thing of snorting sherbet. Enjoy.
So we know all this from videos.
Right, so we've got Hedgie here. We have Hedgie and his line of sherbet. Show them the sherbet, Hedgie, so that...
It's here. Here it is.
No, I mean the sherbet fountain thing it came
Here it
from.
is. There's the sherbet fountain.
Sherbet fountain, so it's all genuine.
All genuine sherbet.
Real sherbet.
It is. It is. And to prove it, I'll just pour it a bit out to prove it does come out of here. It has come out of here. There it is. See?
Sherbet.
There is some there. See?
Yes, I see. It's all tiny fragment and it's a bit solid, but
There it is. But it's in there.
it's genuine sherbet,
Look
folks.
at that. Just to prove it is sherbet. Watch.
Yes,
Yeah.
indeed.
On his tongue.
Also, can we have a control tester, please? Shep, would you
Sure enough.
Would you slurp some sherbet?
dip your finger into that large amount there and confirm it
I am
definitely is
Shepherd, your
sherbet?
independent
Put your
adjudicator. Hi guys.
finger into that one. Just prove it is
This
sherbet.
is a finger.
Yeah.
Did it?
Just prove it is sherbet.
Mmm,
It's
sherbet.
sherbet, isn't
So
it?
it's genuine sherbet?
Indeed. Guess my approval.
Good, good. There's Hedgie, who's now with his jaw.
Well, I couldn't know myself, I've got to do it, yeah. So what I'm going to do is immediately after I've done, I'm going to turn that way so I don't see that.
Bubbles all over the place.
Sherbet fountain building up from his tear ducts.
God, yeah.
Let's see this.
So first of all, is that? Yeah, I've got a nice clear nose.
Yeah.
Which way do I go? Left or right? Or?
I don't know, just do
Go
it.
from the middle. I don't know.
Go.
Well, how'd you feel?
Weird. It's like a sneezing but backwards. Oh my god. You inhale and you get a fizziness. It's like really weird. Oh
You're
wow.
trying to get have some more there.
Oh god. Inhale. Oh god, that is weird. Oh.
Oh my word.
Oh. Oh.
That'll learn you.
Yes. Well, try
Well, it
anything.
goes up better than the sugary stuff.
Try anything once.
Moral of the story, kids, don't do drugs.
Sherbet's more fun. Do sherbet, yeah.
Yeah, it's cheaper too.
Wow, that's really good.
Tastes better too.
Tink says, are you on a video cam, is it? Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yes.
We are video, so I'll probably put it on the website, won't you?
Yep.
It's snorting sherbet. Are you actually still filming?
Yeah.
How much film have you got on there?
I've got another 40 minutes.
Oh, cool. Wow. Oh, that's really weird.
Do some more.
No, I think only one line's enough.
It's like those things they call poppers, on the nitrate, where you get this huge rush and then you get this horrible come down after it. I feel awful.
Oh, that's really weird.
Which I've never tried actually, I was just told this by someone what they were like.
Did you enjoy that then, Hedgie?
It's weird.
Yeah, but did you enjoy it?
I know, it's hard to say.
Well, would you do it again?
No.
So you probably didn't enjoy it then.
I think what I'll do is sort of suck up the rest of the show. So. Yeah, because I'll probably inhale it.
Make an asthma attack.
Maybe you should just try and get it all on your cup and then lick the
Secret
cup.
ball sherbet now, he says.
Aww.
You are a silly boy.
I know. That was that hurt.
Well, serves you right.
I know it does. Yeah.
That's all I can say to that.
I
So-
have never done it since.
After 365 days of chaos,
Yeah, well,
there was a pause.
Yep.
there was a little bit of a pause, because we decided that, oh my God, this has killed us. Let's never do this again.
Uh-huh.
And we stopped.
That's correct.
Yeah, it was Hedgie Snorted Sherbet on the 20th of July 2005.
Wow.
That was the whole year. And
Yep.
we'd done. So we thought, yeah, well, okay, it was a good, fun project. Let's kill it here
Yep,
while it's...
and we'll stop.
And we did.
Yep.
And then Hedgie got bored. This was
Yeah.
about 4 months later. And said, yeah, I kind of missed doing the radio show. And I was like, yeah, so do I. It was good fun. And it was entertaining. It's like, do you want to do it again? And I was like, yeah, actually, I do, yeah. And so we did. It wasn't daily. Yeah, and it was basically whenever we had the time. Well, first of all, we tried to do it as a podcast.
We did. We tried it as a downloadable sort of,
Yeah.
TigerTails Radio in my pocket sort of thing.
TigerTails Radio downloadable.
Which didn't really work too
It
well.
was hideous. So
Yeah.
that got
That
scrapped
was
all
our
over.
lowest point, I think. I think that was our lowest point.
This was like, this is an experiment, but since we can't include the copyrighted music on the downloads, we'll just, because this is why we never archived it previously, because we thought we were risking it enough just having all the pirated music to start with.
Yeah.
So we didn't really have for any archives. So we thought, right then, let's just get this downloadable thing done where we can give people the choice of music they want to listen to between the segments, and we can suggest a piece so that they can then source it themselves, put it all in, and enjoy the show. We did about 3 episodes of that, and we thought, this really isn't
Yeah,
working
this
in
is
the
just
slightest.
not working. Not working.
And so
at all.
we aborted that and went on to a true season 2. And this didn't really stick around for too long this season. It was only 36 shows or 32 shows or something like that because of major technical failures on the machines.
Yay, technical difficulties.
Yeah.
We don't know those things at all.
It went from downstairs to upstairs.
That's true.
Into my room upstairs.
Yep.
The Hall of Mirrors.
Oh, yes.
And heat.
Oh,
So
yeah.
much heat. That room got really warm.
Well, that's because you had God knows how many computers, one window, and no noticeable airflow.
That's
Oh,
true.
wait.
And also
Are we
the
here
water
again?
tank. And also the water tank.
Yeah, we had the water heater in the room as well, which didn't help in the slightest. So yeah, the turning the studio into a sauna kind of started then,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and it's kind of persisted ever since.
Yeah, it's
Well,
remained
to,
with us.
to a degree. And season 2 had games?
Yeah.
Or a game?
It had a game, yeah.
Game.
The cooling game, because we were starting to get to a position where we could start interacting with people a bit better. I mean, we'd had the IRC channel going for a while now, despite the initial reluctance to use it.
Yep.
Facebook had just started becoming a thing.
Yeah.
So
Oh, yeah.
we'd got ourselves on Facebook as well.
Had we? By
Yep.
that point?
I think so, yeah.
Everyone was on Facebook.
I think it was
a case
2000
of everyone loaded up a page.
Or was it 2007 Facebook became a thing?
I don't think it was 2005. I'm pretty sure it wasn't at all.
Okay, maybe not Facebook then. I may be getting... See, this is what happens when you get old. Your memory starts going.
That's all of us.
Yes,
But
yes,
yes,
it
there
is.
was the Russian roulette.
Yes.
That was the thing.
Russian roulette, which was my idea, so
It
you
was.
can blame me for that.
And you even got a jingle for it.
I did.
Everyone blamed you for that. And speaking of the jingles as well, season 2 had jingles.
It
and
was-
did.
things.
It was the first season to have proper jingles. We
Yep.
went and outsourced a professional jingle maker to make jingles, and he did.
Yep.
And so
And they were amazing.
they were amazing. And we didn't really get any new ones for a while after that. But then for season 7, I think we went and got some new jingles. So yeah, from season 2 to season 7, that's how long we had to
Yeah.
recycle the same old jingles for. Yeah.
Yeah,
We
and I
never-
got one made for the game of Russian roulette.
Yeah,
so,
because we never really had segments back in those days. It was just, let's just talk bollocks and see what happens.
Yes.
And so it was nice to come around about season 3, season 4, where we actually started to get some dedicated segments. But for season 2, the one segment that did happen was Russian roulette.
Yes.
Which was
Yes.
inspired by Easter. And was
It
able,
was.
Chocolate.
was able to be continued for quite some time after due to the abundance of equipment that was available. Because the simple rule was, like Russian roulette, you have a gun. And when you spin the barrel, you put it to your head and you fire. And it either is nothing, it just goes click, or it goes kabang and you die.
Kabang.
Now, obviously, we can't do that, can we?
No,
No.
we couldn't do that because you can only play it once.
Yeah, it's a very short game.
Yeah, that would be the end of the radio.
And the car alarm again. God.
Welcome to the neighbourhood, kids.
Yes.
This is what you have to put up with when it's not airtime.
Yes.
This is what happens when we do things between seasons.
Yeah, this is what happens.
So yes, the Russian roulette.
So yeah, Hedge, why don't you explain how we did the Russian roulette?
Okay. Russian roulette was an idea I had, and I thought, how can we play a game that's suspenseful, cheap, but still a lot of fun? So I went out and I noticed that the local co-op had an abundance of cream eggs and Cadbury's caramel eggs. So I bought a number of these and went, look, we can play a game. I've got 5 Cadbury's cream eggs and 1 Cadbury's caramel egg, and they both all look the same. They've got the same design on the outside. So what we do is we put these in an egg box, we shovel them about, and then basically we've got a loaded gun with 5 blanks, which are the cream eggs, and 1 bullet, which is the Cadbury's caramel egg.
If people ever wonder why our teeth are so bad, I think it can be attributed to that one event.
There was a shitload of chocolate involved,
Oh, yeah.
and
Every week.
Wardy, TK, and Hedgie played this game. I believe it was tried after it happened, briefly.
Well, there was a special episode of it where Goten and I think... Oh, I can't remember.
Was it Giagonetsu?
No, it was Draconda.
Draconda? Oh,
Yeah, Draconda played, and it was me versus Draconda. But instead of using Cadbury's cream eggs and Cadbury's caramel eggs, because it was well off season, we just pied Goten. On the bottom of the pie plate was either written blank or bang. And then whoever lost had to take the forfeit of receiving the rest of the pies. That video is also available on the YouTube channel somewhere.
Yeah, so
I think
that
it's in
can
a
be
playlist.
findable.
It's in the TigerTails Radio playlist because it was a video we uploaded to TigerTails TV at the time.
Yes. But it got to the point that we had to stop playing Russian roulette because we were going, okay, I can actually feel my teeth dissolving.
Yeah, the high concentration of sugar and Cadbury goodness.
Yeah.
Well, you can
Eggs.
actually feel it eating away at your tooth enamel.
You're like, oh my God.
This was back in the day when they were mostly just sugar.
That's pretty much, yeah.
You know, not the current ones, just the, oh, look,
But
it's
you
sugar
had to play
in
the
syrup.
game. You had to play the game until the gun went off.
Yeah, you
So-
can abandon halfway.
When you'd you'd eaten 5 Cadbury's cream eggs, it was like, right, okay, now there's one left, and it's the bullet.
And you
Except
had
for
to
when
eat it.
Wardy played, when he happened to get the bullet on the first try.
Yep. That was the shortest game ever.
It was like,
Yay.
bang! Oh, it's the bullet. I was like, oh, gee, thanks. You've taken my place and you've killed me.
Yeah, because we used to spread it out throughout the course of the show.
Yeah, we used to keep score.
Yeah, and it used to be a kind of, we'd have one round, then a bit later on, another round, then a bit later on, the third round, if we'd get that far. And when Wardy went out the first go, I was like, well, now we're going to have to fill up.
Yeah.
We can normally stretch this segment out for a good few minutes.
No, he's decided to freaking shoot himself on the first try.
Well done, Wardy.
Oh,
That
God.
was good fun.
Any other memories, though, of season 2, which is difficult because we're talking way old
There's
now.
one very big memory. We've briefly covered it with season 1, but season 2, the final episode of season 2, in fact, was when we did the second TigerTails Radio Gungeathon.
Ah.
10
Yes.
people volunteered
Yes.
to receive gunge. And I thought, well, since we're going to be doing another Gungeathon, because people said, are you doing one? And I thought, why not? Comic Relief is rolling around again, so it seems like a good idea. See if we can beat last year's total, because we raised over 300 quid the first time.
Yeah, it was pretty good.
And so we thought, well, okay, we'll set a target of, initially 300 to see if we can match it. Then we'll raise it to 500 if we do. And we will go from there. And so I contacted a few people and said, look, do you want to take part in this? You either come to the studio regularly and you're kind of a semi-regular guest, or you listen to the show regularly, do you want to be part of it? And I got an overwhelmingly large amount of yes, we'll come. Some people then said, actually, no, we can't make it, so I got a couple of other people in their place. And then a couple of people actually came in completely unexpected and said, oh, if there's enough, I'll take part. One of those people was Trist. And we ended up gunging 10 people.
Yeah.
And so consequently, Trist got 2 buckets of recycled slop because we weren't ready for him.
Yes.
Yay.
He wasn't accounted for. Now,
No.
we had a lovely gunge master who we won't name here because he likes to remain as anonymous as possible. And he set us up with all the equipment we needed for the second Gungeathon in terms of the actual BBC guns that we use. Because the first time I'd managed to obtain some over the interwebs. And the second time, he brought a load of it with him.
Yeah.
It was a generous donation because that crap was expensive. But we'd also spent some time shopping beforehand for various other slimes as well. And then you could basically spend money or to pour this gunk over everyone else. And people at home could then basically raise as much money so we can get through gungeon as many people as possible.
And
by
there
donating.
are photo evidence of this particular one, which perhaps maybe we can throw up on the screen for people to see, because making TK edit is great.
Yeah, thanks. So yes, we'll have a series of photos going across the screen now, and when those photos are finished, which will just be shortly, I'd imagine, depending on how bored I get of doing photo streams. Screw you, Mr. Xavier. We'll now do a very quick clip show. No, that's a bit of a lie. Here's a bit of a clip show of all the gungeons that took place, including Laz receiving his custard and me receiving 9 buckets.
Viewers of a nervous disposition should look
Revenge.
away now.
You see, this is what happens when you say, I'll reverse the running order, because Laz complained last time because it was so cold, because, yeah, it was 1:30 in the morning when he got gunged and it was outdoors. And so he can start, and then we'll backwards it, so it'll then be then be Bungle, and then Hedge, and then myself, because Hedge was at work at the time, so he came home halfway through the show. And so we did that, and of course by the time everyone else had been gunged and it ended up me being last, everybody wanted revenge, and just money was appearing from everywhere just to throw buckets. And it was like, wait a second, I reckon I probably raised over 100 quid just to gunge me. Bastards.
Yep.
So yes, let's have a quick rundown now, and this is what that night looked like.
Aha.
Absolutely disgusting. Oh, that sounds disgusting.
I can't see his eyes!
Sort of jealous in that. Surely a bit.
And there we go. There's this is what we look like, clean. So, gaze upon these.
Look at that lovely, beautiful face. You can't see my face, I'm hiding.
Yeah,
That's
TK's
true.
in
He
his
doesn't
box.
like being on camera for some weird reason.
It's not that I don't like being on camera, it's that there's no room for me on camera.
Oh, okay, fine. Yes.
And
Yes.
I don't mind appearing, but the background behind me is a bit of a, bomb site basically, so probably best that didn't go on air.
So season 2 finished.
Yep.
Halfway through whatever you want to call its run. There was a brief interlude whereupon a couple of other podcasts were done, or TK was helping with a few other podcasts between season 2 and season 3.
Yep.
One of which was the Have I Got News For You spin thing?
No.
It was actually called Have I... sorry, it was actually called Open Mic News.
Open Mic News, hosted by Cyfox, or
Yes.
created by Cyfox.
Yeah.
And he invited me on. We did a couple of shows together, and then I started taking over shows alone. And then I thought, well, wait a second, because we got all these people coming in, and this is a regular news podcast, because this was like serious news and stuff.
Yes.
So I thought, well, can be a bit dry. How do we interject a bit of humour into it? I know, let's just rip off a topical news quiz.
So we did.
And so we had, have I got open mic news for you?
Yeah. So what year was this?
Oh God, this was back 2007, 2008?
Yeah, it's
somewhere around
2007, I believe.
2008. So it isn't even before you actually started the Facebook page, because apparently it was a group page that was moved to a fan page in 2010. So you might have done it.
Wow.
It goes back a bit further than that, I think. Unless
Oh, right, there we go.
No, it started 20th July 2004. That was the notable moment.
Ah.
The first thing, if you bother to scroll through the Tiger Tail community page, the earliest note is that apparently TK moved the old group page to a fan page in 2010. So there was a group page somewhere
Oh yes, there was a group page previously.
that existed, but
Yeah.
no longer anymore.
No,
Oh, okay.
that was long gone.
All right.
So we could have been first bit by there, but who knows? But yes, so between season 2 and season 3, we did the Open Mic News podcast, which was Xavier's first appearance in front of a microphone. around
Was
our way.
indeed.
Yeah,
Was indeed.
re-listening to that show is quite scary.
In fact, we could play a little snippet of it now.
Oh, okay, let's do that.
It's not TigerTails Radio related, but it is Xavier's first time. So let's have
It's
a
a lot
short
of
excerpt now.
In fact, while we're here, Hedge, why not tell us a little bit about yourself?
Okay, well, here I am, I suppose the clown of the house, the one who has the greatest sense of humour.
You're just an idiot.
If there's any sort of stand-up comedy or anything to be pursued here, any kind of some sort of funniness, it's going to be me that provides it. So,
You're a legend in your own mind, aren't you, really?
I certainly am.
I said a little bit, not your life story.
Okay, right, okay, that's enough from me.
Wardy, go on, tell us a little bit about yourself.
I'm Wardy, I'm northern, I like to drive fast and I like lager. Next, please.
My name's Xavier. I'm like a guest of this house who've been dragged into joining in this farcical parade that we are now doing by the person sat next to me. Yeah, yourself.
I'm Jalganetsu, I'm a regular guest of this house. If it keeps on going like this, I'm probably going to have to start paying rent soon. That's how much I'm a guest of this house. There's been floor
Rent
space
of
and stuff.
rent of some form.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Oh, really? Yeah, really.
No, really.
Don't worry, we'll video it for
I'm
you.
your typical avid gamer, you know. It's around, I play with it, you know. World of Warcraft mainly, which I've been dragged away from because, well, they have, like, drawn me from the virtual reality and...
Drawn you from the virtual reality and then your sentence suddenly...
And I'm sorry, Wardy was mocking me.
Too close to the microphone.
Yeah, I've been drawn away from it, so they've said, come and, like, socialise with real people. I'm like, I was socialising online.
With real people.
Yeah,
with real
but
people.
can you do this online? No!
Oh, that was satisfying.
Can we all have a go at that?
Okay, can we get some service restored, please?
No.
No.
Okay, fine, screw you all then.
That was Open Mic News.
There we go.
So season 3 started.
Season 3 started. Now, you weren't really a regular at that point.
No, I wasn't. I didn't live in the house.
No.
I was
The occasional guest of
a
that
friend
visitor.
of Kevin Jalganetsu, who
Jalganetsu,
dragged
yeah.
me along for the open mic bit, and then it was a case of being dragged on a bit more regularly to the house.
But
Things
Evie
happened.
had been fairly regular at this point.
Yes.
Yep.
And it was quite early in season 3 that Hedge decided he wanted to retire because it was conflicting with his work schedules. He just
Yes.
wasn't feeling the love anymore.
Yeah, I was running. I was basically burning out my my comedy wick.
Yes,
So Hedge stepped down.
and Wardy wasn't a major partaker in the show back then. Bungle occasionally turned
Bungle
up for a
pop
few
up.
things.
Yep. But so,
Um,
but Evie has been a regular
Yeah.
guest, and so I asked her if she wanted to become a regular host,
Boobies.
so, which he said yes. And
Boobies.
yes, Evie was the one with the boobies. Well
Yes.
done.
Yeah, she was the first. She was the first regular female member.
Yes, and
First
the
and
only
only.
regular female.
True.
and she managed IRC Corner
She did, yes.
Yeah.
regularly on those times when myself or Laz, because Laz also
Yeah, Laz was a regular on IC Corner
was
as well.
a regular on IRC Corner. And basically IRC Corner was some guy who basically, or some girl in Evie's case, who basically read what was going on in IRC, interacted with the people in IRC, and then shouted crap to the people behind them.
Yeah.
Because with the studio setup, IRC Corner was facing one wall, the studio was facing the opposite wall.
IRC Corner literally was in a corner.
That's
Yeah.
true. It was. Yeah.
Hence why it was called IRC Corner. It made sense.
It was literal.
And it didn't even have a mic in front of you. You had to turn round in order to speak to shout
No,
into the
I
mic.
think season 3 was the first season to introduce a mic into IRC Corner.
Really?
Yeah.
Yes.
Ah.
Yeah, it was awkward as hell. I remember it was awkward as hell because you
Yeah.
couldn't have it in front of the computer. you had to turn around.
Yeah, because the CRT monitors would interfere with the microphones.
Yes.
And it would create noises constantly, and it was not very nice. We eventually found a way around that, and therefore we could get microphones into IRC Corner for Season 3.
Yeah.
Which was wonderful.
This was the introduction of the technical doohickery that was happening, and this was eventually this was downstairs, because then there was the move that happened during Season 3, where Wardy left because he got fired, lost his job, something happened?
He basically ran out of money.
Yes.
And so, yeah, he'd had a job thing going on, and so I had to get a new job, and that new job required him to do a lot more travelling. It got too expensive for him to be where he was, so he had to move back up north.
Yep.
So he disappeared.
His job basically helped him get up there.
And literally it was a case of these guys were asking around to see if anyone else was in existence in the Southampton area that wanted to move in, and everyone pretty much was a case of no, aside from me, who for various reasons had to have moved into Southampton, into a nice little box room at the time, that was a shared house, and it was like, it was all right, but it meant I wasn't really hanging with friends. And these guys go, oh, well, there's a room free if you want to move. Do you want to move in with us? And I went, well, you're fun to hang around with. Why not? So I did.
Yep.
It's like we barely know each other. It'll be fine. What's the worst that could happen?
You have a steady paid job, and you can pay the rent, and you don't have any major issues that could cause calamity, which was quite helpful. And so I moved in during Season 3 and became
a regular guest.
A regular guest host, IRC panelist,
IRC man.
hanger-on in the room.
It was when Season 4 came along that you got upgraded to full-time host.
Yeah, but Season 3 meant that there was then the move to everything downstairs into what should have been a living room.
Yeah.
In the original house, it should have been a living room, but because it was converted, effectively it was a bedroom.
Yeah, it was originally Wardy's bedroom.
Yeah.
And then it became my bedroom.
Yeah. And there
so
was
it became bedroom and studio.
Glass doors down the end, so it meant that during the summer period when it got quite nice and really chilled, because this happened in Season 3, I vaguely remember, we would just like open up the front window of the blinds, let the sun come in and just play chilled music and go, yeah.
Yeah, that was also relaxing. Back in Studio A, we used to do that a lot in the front bedroom. It was a case of, it's really, really warm, just open the windows, put on some chilled music and just go, this is life. And then we used to go and sit in the patio.
Yes.
Which was nice.
Yeah.
And it was still fairly chaotic. I vaguely remember there was some attempts to try and get some cohesiveness, but it was still fairly chaotic over what was going on. It was still a 3-hour show.
Yeah.
So occasionally it conflicted with work schedules and things and sleeping, but it was fun. It was fun just to bimble in and have the Chinese turn up or turn up with Chinese,
mid-show.
depending on what was going on.
And it was really round about this time where we started upgrading equipment.
Yes.
And started getting a couple of better microphones coming in. And
SingStar microphones.
Yeah, which replacing the old dynamic microphones that we used to have. Because we found the SingStar ones compared to these cheap karaoke mics, effectively, they were much better quality.
Not these ones. There has been
Oh, no, these are much better.
These are
pros.
Unless they're the radio ones. But yes, the SingStar mics were installed. There was much use of elastic bands, hair grips, chopsticks, needlework things, and stockings that Evie got hold of to create pop guards.
Yep. Now these basically all put on a mic stand. Because we were starting to branch out and have actually proper mic stands.
Yeah.
The boom mic stands that actually stood up and stood like that, which is brilliant. Instead of pickle jars.
Yes.
Boxes. Tellies.
Yeah.
Holding them.
Yeah. And so, well, actually, just before we go any further, I thought, well, since this is now the era where Wardy has kind of waved goodbye for the majority of the show, we've actually received a video message from Wardy just saying about the birthday, so we should probably have a look at it now.
Yes.
So without any further ado, take it away, Wardy.
Hey up, Wardy here. TigerTails is 12 years old today. Who would have thought it would have gone on this long? Has it really been 12 years since I was driving TK to Maplin's to get the first mixing desk and the 2 microphones and the 2 little tripods to put them on, only to find out they weren't quite big enough to get the microphones to the right height, so we ended up putting them on the top of an old gherkin jar, which TK later opened and stank out the flat. Not that I hold it against him, of course, and I only mention it every chance I get to stick the boot in. Anyway, it's been great seeing TigerTails go from that humble beginning to something that is much more widely listened to. For all I know, it's listened to all around the world now. I don't get involved with it very much anymore, I'm afraid, but as a former host, TK invited me to post a message, so this is what I'm doing. And I hope it's a great day for all concerned. I'll be down in Southampton in a few weeks, dropping in on TK, hopefully seeing all the other chaps as well. And just keep on going. It's been great to see how it's evolved. It's entertaining to listen to. It's great fun to be a part of on the rare occasion that I can be a part of it. Hopefully in a few weeks I can be. But till then, have a good one. Cheers.
And thank you very much for that one, Wardy.
Indeed, yeah. Nice to see him again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's got such short hair now.
He does. It's crazy.
So, with the move to the house, Wardy's left. I've now moved in. We now have Evie as part of the show.
Yep.
What memories do you have of season 3? What's the big things that you were having via season 3?
Ooh, big memories of season 3. Now this is where it starts to get awkward because a lot of things kind of blend in when you get to our age.
Yes.
But I remember, correct me if I'm wrong, if you can remember, but wasn't season 3 where we started playing Blankety Blank?
Season 3 was indeed when we started messing around with Skype.
Yeah.
We started having games on the show, and Blankety Blank was indeed one of the first ones.
I loved Blankety Blank. In fact, wasn't it episode 17, if memory serves, where Southpaw came down and we actually managed to get Blankety Blank running smoothly?
Show 17, one of the memorable shows dubbed the Epic Show of Power by Dante the Jedi. This was way back in the days.
Yep.
Was a celebration of Easter 2008 that quickly got out of hand. Southpaw visited.
Yep.
Hedgie got something right for a change. And
really?
Blankety Blank apparently ran like the TV show. This is on the wiki for page.
Oh, okay.
Dear God. Oh, God.
This is why the TigerTails Radio Wikifur page was actually one of the Wikifur featured articles.
Yes.
For a while. Because it was updated and kept nice and formatted well.
Yeah. And we had lots of music on that show, on the 17th show. It was quite scary.
A while that overran quite horrendously.
Yes. But we also started broadcasting across a wider thing, because this was when we joined Britfur.
Oh, Britfur FM.
Britfur FM. This was a thing. And to me, it was like, ooh, wow, who are these people? And it was like, oh, yeah, these are other shows with this schedule. They do other stuff. So we were broadcasting alongside other furry podcasts.
Yeah. Well, we had the TigerTails Radio server, but we also had the Britfur.fm server.
Yep.
And on other days, different people on Britfur.fm had their own shows.
Yep.
So Stuart Otterson had a show, White Virus had a show, Miyabi
Trist
and Kitty
had his Rockbox.
Yep, Trist Rockbox, Miyabi and Kitty had their show. And it was all convalesce on this one server, and everyone would. There's like a community going on.
Yeah.
And TigerTails Radio was kind of a latecomer to this community because we had our own thing, and then it was Axel, I think, who was one of those, Axel and Wolfpaw, the co-creators of the station, effectively, were like, well, since you do this already, do you want to take part? We got a Monday night slot free. Do you want to have it? And we were like, well, yeah, we're kind of more. I wouldn't say in it for ourselves, but we have our fixed schedule of how we do things.
Yeah.
So we are going to have to kind of squeeze you around us instead of us squeezing around you, if that makes sense. So as long as you're cool with that, then yeah, we're good to roll. And yeah, we worked it out. And so we managed to slot into their schedule quite nicely and took the Monday night slot. And yeah, that went all rather well. And there was a live journal community for it and everything. But eventually Britfur died.
Yeah.
Eventually. Whereas it was the main thing, because before that it was Pridelands.
Yeah, pridelands.org and simbaspores.net.
Yeah, there was a bunch of other ones. So the servers that were being used and by ourselves were steadily crashing and dying as we moved forward.
Masani hosted the original servers way back in the days, and also the website the host for as well. And then eventually, yes, as time moved on and we started losing communication with people and people were stopping paying for the running of the servers, servers were closed down, so we had to jump ship sharpish to find new servers. We actually hosted a server in the studio for a while, while we had some half-decent internet that could support a whole 5 people listening at once before it fell over, because then we ran out of internet to broadcast with. Remember those days?
Yes.
Oh, God.
We also had some change of the format, because there was a lot of stuff happening, because there was 365 days of music, there was Season 2, which was kind of halfway through. Season 3, TK wanted to try and do music, but the record player that he was playing from was slowly dying.
I remember my record player. It was a wonderful little record player.
So it was MP3s, and Hedgie left partway through Season 3, so TK eventually managed to get some more music that he wanted to have as like a pirate radio show ongoing. we also had the background music introduced midway through season 3. So there was a lot of new stuff happening. The games, the music, the format.
It was all starting to take shape.
And break.
And break a lot.
20 minutes into the show. This was where the running gag started from. 20 minutes into the show, something would go wrong. There were times in season 1, these two will have a picture specifically, which we can throw up on.
It's our main picture.
It is.
When things went drastically wrong. But it seemed to be, all the way through, 20 minutes into the show, something has broken. Be it mics, cables, headphones, the stream.
The cast. There are something... It's tradition. Something always goes wrong in that first 20 minutes.
Yep, yes. Always.
In fact, the main TigerTails Radio picture of myself and Hedgie there, tapping mics and looking rather concerned, started from a night in season 1. It was
it's based off a real event.
I remember it was a Saturday, and we were talking, we'd hit the broadcast, and we were talking, and we couldn't hear ourselves in the headphones. And we were going, well, this is bad. What's not working? Scrambling around for about 20 minutes, unplugging everything, plugging things back on, swearing like a trooper, despite at the time having the rating where we couldn't swear because we weren't hosting necessarily on our own servers. We had to abide by the server's rules.
Yes. Yep.
And so effing and blinding away. And then a message pops up on one of the messengers going, you do realise we can hear you, don't you?
Yes.
What? Yeah, we've been able to hear you for the last, 20 minutes.
That was season 1.
Really?
Yep.
There was art drawn of it for that. Season 3...
K-Hound drew the art.
Season 3 for me is memorable because I also started with the headphones, the Skull Crusher headphones, but I never wore them the right way.
Yeah.
And we had art sent in. I can't remember by who now, and it was a lovely blue pen drawing.
That was by...
myself, Evie,
Sharif?
Laz,
Sharif, thank
and
you.
yourself. And even on the picture, they had the headphones the wrong way round. And he'd never seen us. He'd never seen us with that. And I don't know if we ever mentioned it live on air.
Oh, lots of times.
Probably. But it was a great little picture. We can throw that up as well. The other thing that then became a recurring event in season 3, and I missed this. If for some reason I missed this show.
Blankety blank, blankety blank.
Not Blankety Blank.
Oh.
Blankety Blank was the game that we played, and we evolved on this. It was the drunk show.
Oh, God, yes.
Show 41, the very first drunk show. I wasn't there. This was sponsored by Dante the Jedi.
Oh, God, yes.
TK was drinking Tiger beer. Evie was on vodka. Kev was in on Coke.
Yep.
And Lazarus, Foxy Dragon, and Draconda were also drinking vodka, pear cider, and beer, respectively. This is also on the wiki page. I've heard some of the stuff that was going on but Evie got so drunk.
Evie got so slaughtered.
Everyone got so drunk. And I was quite annoyed because I missed the drunk show. I couldn't remember why I missed the drunk show. But I was one of the most regular drinkers on the show because I would be normally bringing a 4-pack of beer down because I was working at British Gas at the time. So I had money. It was excellent.
And so you needed to drink.
So it was drinking, and it was my weekend after that, so I would quite happily drink on the show and then get up the next day after drinking Chinese. God, how the hell did I get so overweight? Wow, I don't know.
No idea.
We also introduced theme nights because this was another idea.
Oh, no, we'd had theme nights in season 1.
Oh, yes, but this was more of a reoccurring thing.
This was the re-emergence of theme nights, if anything. Which is still something I want to bring back, but I can't fathom how.
No, we had TV themes, novelty singles, video games, which was randomly thrust upon me as a case of, hey, you'll be available. Give us your 10 favourite video game music pieces. So I spent an hour finding everything for TK for the show.
Oh, you wait until we hit season 5.
Yeah, movies and musicals, experimental music, I don't remember that, but this is going way back. And then music of Michael Jackson, which I also remember as well, which was quite fun. That was season 3.
Wasn't the music of Michael Jackson because of his death?
I think so.
Because
I'd have to look it up.
I remember we were doing a broadcast. I don't think it was a TigerTails Radio broadcast. We were just doing a random stream of something. And the news happened live while I was broadcasting.
I think so, because I remember you talking about it, because I remember it was overnight. I know it was overnight, and it was one of those situations where we woke up and the news was on, and it was a case of, oh my God, he's passed away. So yeah, I think it must have been.
Because I remember streaming and chatting to people in IRC during all the news unfolding, and providing updates and things. So all the people who weren't able to get in front of a website or anything, they were listening on the live stream. And I was going, wow, this shit's actually happening. And it's like, Michael Jackson's in the hospital.
Yeah, it was 2009, that was.
Yeah. God, I feel really old now. We should have never done this retrospective.
So that was season 3. Anything else you can remember off of season 3 at all?
Only the really main thing I've got memories of season 3 is it being the introduction of Blankety Blank, and therefore proper games with the listeners that they could Skype in and play with, or play over IRC, and also the introduction of yourself and Evie as more regular cast members.
Fairly regular. I was not an actual host.
No, you weren't full host.
So that was a year. We then had a break and the testing shows, or something tested. I'm not entirely convinced there was testing.
Yes, there was always testing. There is always testing.
And TigerTails 24 was also a thing.
Yep, TTR 24, which was pure music stream.
Yep, until the start of season Thor. Season Thor!
Season 4.
This
Genius.
was January 2009.
Really?
Yes.
Damn, old.
And we had a set of pre-season 4 shows. There was a new mixer,
which is...
He's going to point when he's not on the camera.
There's this one.
He could have
And
a picture of
one.
it.
I don't know. I've got pictures of them. I'll have to hunt one out.
And
if you see a picture on the screen now, I found it. If you don't, then I haven't.
We also had a condenser microphone.
This thing?
Yeah.
He hits it.
Baff, baff, baff.
And apparently more rock band mics.
Yep. Rock band 6-star mics, yep.
We then rigged up a new studio setup because this was also a regular thing. The studio was broken down and then re-rigged with lots of cable ties. We had 3 microphones.
Yep.
And a 4th mic hanging from TK's microphone cable. They were no longer on the table, so we could actually also have laptops brought in, and IRC Corner was moved from the corner.
Yes, IRC managed to come into the main group. And for the first time, IRC Corner was now on the table.
Out of the corner, yes.
Yes.
IRC table.
There was a lot of other stuff. Apparently, we had a lot of electrical PC equipment that was found, archive software installed, USB stuff installed. This was just the pre-season, so this was the stuff that was potentially going to cause us issues.
A lot of the stuff is still in use today.
Yes.
Which explains why we've still got so many of the technical issues.
And we also managed to have Skype on a dedicated PC.
Yep.
Since season 3, when it was kind of, yay, no. Yay,
well,
no.
that concept is still around, even in season 9.
Yes.
Which we've just finished. At the time of recording this season 9 is pretty much just finished.
And to give you some of the scale of how much technical difficulties were going on, because this was, I'm fairly sure, also at the time of the change of the internet. January 2009, the pre-show started. March 2009, season 4 started.
Yeah. Says
Good figure.
everything. You just wait until we get to the gap where we ended up getting the super fast broadband.
Yes.
That was a period of time. When we moved into Studio C, but we'll come to that later on.
And we had a podcast because of Archive, and we had the RSS feed. So I was listening to old episodes to and from whilst riding to work, along with a bunch of other things on my phone, because RSS feed!
Yes, which was hand-coded by myself and tested that they worked by using the PlayStation Portable's RSS feed reader.
Yes.
Because that worked. There was a lovely bit of RSS kit.
We had some other introduced things that potentially could have become things.
Well, season 4 was I called it the era of the PlayStation Portable.
Yes.
Lasted for a couple of seasons. Basically, all the jingles and backing music and things, all the backing music was kept on a PlayStation Portable. And then the playlists were set up to auto-loop and everything. Because season 4 is when we started having regular backing music again, if I remember rightly.
Yes. It started in season 3, became more of a regular thing in season 4.
Thank you, Sanction 7, whose backing music we still use to this day.
Yeah, we do.
The first half of the show was pretty much spent on gaming news, which was a thing we introduced because we wanted to be a bit more gaming than just waffle.
That's because I wanted to go to E3.
Yes.
And so we figured we might as well become proper games journalists so that we can go to E3.
Yep. And at the
That
time,
didn't work.
Nobody sponsored us.
Yeah, at the time I was also doing a bit more art. That's way back in the day. So there was the Retro Gaming Challenge.
Yep, I remember the Retro Gaming Challenges, and then you'd win some artwork.
Yes.
And Pete still totally doesn't have any outstanding, do you? No, Shugo isn't the most patient prize winner on the planet, is he?
Sorry, Shugo. And we then also had the last hour, which was a Skype game, which I believe was 20 questions.
Yes, we had 20 questions.
Oh, God.
Which DJ broke.
Oh, really?
And
By getting it real, like in the second question.
Yeah, it was silly. And then we also had Done and Dusted, which was then introduced in Season 4. And then Random Chat and Music before we then ended with the National Anthem.
We've always ended with the National Anthem.
Yeah, well, it was a thing on the wiki, so, you know.
Ever since Season 1, we've had the National Anthem.
We had.
Because we were a British podcast, a live show thing, and so we were going to finish in the same way that BBC One used to finish when it stopped broadcasting. It used to play the National Anthem.
Yes.
And I found the version they used to play, and it's the version we've used at the end of every show since, apart from special occasions.
Yeah.
Where we have a posh National Anthem.
We also had a bunch of stuff updated on the main website because there was a bunch of stuff being put forward by Evie, myself, TK. There was photos done out in the New Forest because that was a thing.
Was that for the radio site? I thought that was for the main TigerTails Entertainment site.
That was for both the sites. We started tying them together, if you remember. So we wandered around the New Forest with cameras and things.
That was a good fun day out.
Yeah.
We need to do that again.
So any memories that you have of Season 4? Because Hedgie was not really partaking. This was me, Evie, Felis, I think, in Season 4.
Angel Dark Song, definitely.
Yep.
Felis, possibly. Laz was still there at the time.
Yep.
Because Laz hadn't moved up north by that point.
No.
And so Kai appeared every now and again.
Yep, he came down and saw us. That was fun.
I think Ember came down for one of them. I'm not sure. It might have been Season 4, Season 5. But I do remember, I think it was Season 4, we had show 500.
Yes, we did.
We had a celebration show.
Yes.
Where the music for the show, instead of being used from MP3s or record players or anything like that. Was it Show 29?
Show 29.
We did it ourselves.
Yes, we did it ourselves with the aid of Rock Band on the PlayStation 2.
Yeah.
Yes, there is a clip of this. It's epic fail.
we will pay a bit of a clip later on because it's Mr. Xavier there performing Kids in America. But
oh, fuck you.
He loves that clip.
Let's start with the one where we started the show and then crashed the world.
Oh, yes, we'll play that as well. We might as well have a little highlights thing. We'll do a highlights thing.
Highlights of the craziest episode that I can't remember now. I can't remember any of that.
Really?
No. I can't remember any of that show. And there's a lot of stuff that we did
I remember
the
the setup of that show because I plugged everything in. I plugged the PS2 into the equipment to make sure everything worked. And I was playing with Bungle. Bungle was on guitar. I was on drums. Playing quite happily, can't remember the name of the song.
Yes.
And drumming, snap. The kick pedal broke.
Yes, I remember that. Yes.
Panic ensued.
It's like, oh.
It's like, well, we need this in like 3 days' time for the show. Bugger. And so looking online, what's the quickest delivery we can get on the new kick pedal? Kick pedals are 25 quid, 30 quid. Jesus Christ, they're expensive, and they won't get here in time.
No.
Dash down to Game Station, because that was a thing back in the day.
Oh, yes.
And it was like, right, Rock Band, PlayStation 2, need a kick pedal. And they were like, well, we don't have a kick pedal. I was like, balls, but we do have a spare drum kit. How much? 20 quid. That's £5 cheaper than the pedal on the websites and various internety places. I will take your drum kit. And although the drum kit is still in the box, hasn't been opened apart from to get the pedal out of it, I still have it. Yeah, it's still there.
It was intended to go on YouTube, but we never managed
eBay.
to get it Never managed to get the stuff sorted.
I never managed to get off my arse and do it, but now even since then I've bought a brand new kick pedal anyway that's reinforced because that other one started to go as well.
Yes.
It's like the original Rock Band kick pedals were cheap.
Oh yes, they were.
They were not good enough, so I've got a nice metal reinforced one now.
Considering that the band pack itself was absolutely incredibly expensive.
Yes, true. Yeah.
It was like, you get the game, you get a drum kit, you get a guitar and a microphone as well, and the little thing, the USB hub as well.
Oh yeah, the USB hub.
Yes.
Yeah. So yeah, it was banned in a box.
Oh god, yeah.
So I was still doing the whole Monday night drinking thing. We also lost Britfur FM.
Hang on, shall we go to the clip?
Go for the clip.
Let's go watch the clips of episode 29, you say it was?
Yes.
Show 29, episode 500.
Yes, nice celebration.
Fucking hell.
Yeah, live singing.
With a bit of clip show.
living on a prayer. Take my hand, we'll make it, I swear. Oh, living on a prayer, living on a prayer. Oh, you got to let me know. Should I stay or should I go? It's always tease, tease, tease. You're happy when I'm on my knees. One day is fine and next is black. So if you want me off your back, well, come on and let me know. Should I stay or should I go?
Whoa. Looking out the dirty old window, outside the cars in the city go rushing by. I sit here alone and I wonder why. Friday night and everyone's moving. I can feel the heat, but it's moving and heading down. Yeah, I search for the beat in this downtown. The young ones are going downtown. The young ones are going. We're the kids in America. Whoa, whoa. We're the kids in America. Everybody live for the music around. Yeah, like Tennessee lives. God, that was worse than I remembered it.
So that
Ooh,
was...
terrible, terrible singing.
Yes, that was some terrible, terrible
I
singing.
nearly lost my voice. I nearly lost my voice, and thankfully, I wasn't working the next day.
Yeah, just as well. I can't remember.
He lost his voice and his dignity.
Yeah.
Right, is there anything else anyone remembers about Season 4? Because there's a couple of things that are on the Wikifer page.
I see. Well, now we're relying on the Wikifer page.
Apparently so, yeah.
Memory does not serve.
We know the lies we're telling. We're going by memory.
Yeah, totally, because we're old. We remember it all.
Yeah. So, briefly mentioned before the montage of bad singing, we had a change in terms of our host because Britver was starting to die a bit. And because of this, we then jumped onto live stream. And show 49 was the first live stream video feed.
It was the first time that TigerTails Radio wasn't a radio show,
Yep.
but actually a TV show.
Actual
And
broadcast.
livestream.com was our platform
hey.
of choice.
Yeah.
Because at the time, YouTube didn't offer live streaming.
No.
Yes, YouTube, but was still only in its infancy, really, back then.
Still owned by two people.
We then had the end of Season 4, and this brought back the idea of a drunk show again.
Nothing to do with me. Lies.
Yeah, so this went on for 4 hours. There were two separate archives of MP3. The first 2 hours of actual segments, and then the last 2 hours of drunken rambling.
That explains why the archives are broken up to 2 hours. Right, okay.
Yes.
I was looking at that going, why did we do that?
It's because it was 4 hours long. We had everything for the normal show, so all our normal segments. I don't know if we had a competition still going then, but certainly we had the gaming news done and dusted, because we were trying to regularly do things for done and dusted, or at least I was.
Oh, we forgot one thing with the 20 questions.
What was
Yes.
that?
Not a dildo.
Ah.
The running gag.
The
How
running
can we forget
gag,
the running
it's not a dildo, started back with 20 questions.
Season
Is that what it
4.
was?
Yeah.
Ah.
Yeah, it's not a
Because-
dildo, because that was the question from that was the answer from Werewolfy every time.
Ah.
It's like the first question you got, you could have like the free question, animal, mineral, vegetable. We let them have. And
Yeah.
then the 20 questions would go from there. And yeah,
Is it
it
a
eventually
dildo?
worked out, was like, is it a dildo? No, it's not a dildo. It's never a dildo. It will never be a dildo. It's not a dildo. Just don't even bother asking. of course, everybody would then ask.
And consistently...
And the running gag ensued.
It became such a meme for the show. But yeah, so the last show of season 4, we got so drunk. When I say we, I believe that was myself, especially, possibly maybe Evie, and Salamander 3, who was on there for the second time.
Yes.
And,
I didn't. I was smart.
Apparently, we played some songs, had a lot of rambling, and the last few minutes of the show was me on a massive rampage of thanks.
Oh, really?
Apparently. I don't remember this.
Nor do I. What I think we should do is... let's maybe have a listen.
Oh, okay.
The last 5 minutes of the show.
Last 5 minutes of the show, right.
Yes, because we then have our seasonal gap, and then it will be...
Hang on, I think we should stop and have a listen.
God. Okay.
We'll have a listen, and then we hit the season gap before season 5 in 2010.
Oh, dear.
So here we go. Let's see what Rambling Xavier sounds like.
Oh, I've just got an email.
Send me Evie bouncing.
No.
I pay you $5.
Ha ha.
What does it say?
Oh, it's the Soviet Army.
We want Evie bouncing. We pay you $500.
Actually, that may be slip of the tongue. It's the Soviet anthem.
Oh,
That's
God.
the Red Army Choir.
One that I sent an hour ago.
Yes. Ish. Xavier,
Yeah, but I
that
check my
picture.
email regularly.
In Soviet Russia, army recruits.
Oh, I remember that one.
Or rather,
Yeah.
the army.
That was just hilarious.
The Halloween party with you and Fez.
Yes.
Don't remind me of him.
Sorry, with you and Morticia Adams.
Yes.
Oh.
Oh, God. That was scary. We're having a Halloween party. They've convinced Evie to dress in a bunny girl's outfit.
Actually, we didn't. She offered.
Okay, she went mental. And then somebody else also wanted to do it as well.
How dramatic. There we go, the Red Army Choir there, with enough anthem.
And what does she do? She shows him a picture of her boobs, as if he can't see them. Look at this picture. I am looking at the picture. You're not looking at the picture. I don't need to look at the picture. Oh, God.
Yeah. You say that? I've got pictures.
Who said?
I can show you pictures.
Scared.
I have pictures like that.
Oh yeah! I forgot that. Outstanding.
Oh, that's going on the website.
I completely forgot that photo. Brilliant.
Oh,
You were a dead man.
You're drunk. You don't stand a hope in hell.
That's okay, live stream is a great memory aid.
Yeah. It's like, whilst we were doing the Russian anthem.
Oh no.
Yes, and you love cock.
That's okay, because I love horses, best of all the animals.
Bestial.
Bestial the animals.
Hitler saluting into Evie's boobs.
Hang on.
Well, see Hitler saluting.
I'm worried.
It's a real shame the webcam won't really pick that up.
Actually, it does. That's more into her face, but that. Oh, God. We have 2 minutes left. I think now is the time we need to say goodnight for the second time.
Do it again.
This is the end of TigerTails Radio Season 4. And as we take photos of Alex looking like Hitler, as we go out to the Russian national anthem, as we finish our conversation on cock and boobs, I think now we need to say thank you to all our willing listeners.
Thank you for the last year of fun.
And for the unwilling listeners, and for the watchers, and for those people who sent you stuff and sent us stuff.
And thanks for everyone who's taken part in the retro gaming challenges throughout the year.
Yes, and put up with my crappy art being sent out to you and waiting for me to do my crappy art.
Thanks for setting such arsey challenges, Xavier.
And the battleships, and the gaming news.
And the 20 questions. And
Oh, God.
Basically, we're saying thank you for absolutely.
Thank you, the listeners, for paying us attention and bearing with us whilst we struggled on through the sea of vacuous crap
that is our lives.
And there's been a lot of vacuous crap.
Indeed.
One last message. Be awesome to each other.
Yeah, that's
Sorry,
right. We are Bill
I
and
don't
Ted.
think you said loud enough when you said that. Say it again.
Echo.
Be awesome to each other. No?
Yeah, be awesome to one another.
Okay.
Right, don't forget, next week there will still be TigerTails Radio, but it will be our lovely playlist format of TTR24, taking over from where we left off.
Yes. And keep an eye on the websites. We will announce when we do the testing shows, and then we will announce when we're back on.
Yeah. So, it's for the final time of Season 4. It's a good night from Evie.
Good night, everybody.
It's a good night from Sal.
Good night, everybody.
It's a good night from Xavier.
I will see you when we are back.
And it's a good night from me, TK, being entertained here by Sal's lovely guitar music. And we shall see you all sometime in the near future.
We hope.
For Season 5.
Yay!
Good night, everybody.
TigerTails Radio.
Night all.
Night, everybody.
Good night, everybody.
Night.
Good
you said
Lord.
drunken ramblings. Bloody hell.
Yeah, I don't remember this. Anyway,
Moving on.
Season 5. We had our pre-season testing shows, and we started in May. Notice the start date for each season going further and further into the next year.
Oh yeah, 'cause
Testing.
we'd have the end of we'd run for 52 weeks. This
Yes.
was decided in Season 3 to run for 52 weeks. That's basically a whole year of show. And then we'd have a break for a few months.
Yes.
And then we'd come back with some testing shows to make sure the equipment worked, that we'd wired up and got everything was prepped, and then we can go into the main shows.
Yeah, and this was the season where, because the live stream worked well, the studio was redesigned again, so we could now live stream.
Oh,
like,
is this...
like a kind of news desk?
This was the new desk arrangement, where all three of us sat in a line.
Yeah, we weren't facing the wall anymore.
We were facing a camera.
We were facing a camera.
In the middle of the room.
That wasn't intimidating or problematic in any way, shape or form.
It was different.
It was different, yes.
Yeah.
It was indeed different.
I consider we spent most of the time ignoring the camera anyway and
Yes.
talking amongst ourselves. Didn't really matter too much.
We also then had internet problems because obviously video was a bit demanding. That was resolved just before episode 20.
Well, that didn't take long, did it?
Yep.
Most of the season.
We did, however, broadcast video in lower quality and still have a shoutcast going out. We also then had a bit more gaming-orientated stuff in Season 5 because...
Was it Season 5 where we introduced the Audio Surf Challenge, or was that Season 6?
That was
Possibly.
Season 5.
But this was partly because where we were now live streaming, there was a bit more worry about using copyrighted music. So
Yes.
we now started using game soundtracks and fan-made remakes.
This is when we discovered OC Remix.
Yes, and it became the Audio Surf Challenge as well. We went from Retro Gaming Challenge to the Audio Surf Challenge. We had done and dusted. We had the review of the week where we talked about our weeks because Tuesday, Wednesday was our weekend, or mine and TK's weekend.
Monday, Tuesday.
For
We-
you,
we-
yeah. For
we
me, it was
broadcast
Tuesday,
on-
Wednesday.
Oh, yeah, because you'd come home after on a Monday night to start your weekend.
Yes, yes.
It was halfway through my weekend.
And then, of course, we had the gaming news, as always. There was myself, Evie, and TK. And Kai was also a guest. We also had Angel Darksong, who's not a furry.
Nope.
And stopped being a vegan. And
We tempted him with a
vegetarian.
bacon sarnie.
and occasionally Salamander 3. We also continued with the technical difficulties.
Naturally.
Yep. And the total loss of Brit Fur.
Yep, Brett Fur went bye-bye that season. I remember that much.
Yeah, that was in November 2010.
That's when Axel officially closed Brett Fur down and was like, it's been fun, guys, but ta-ra and thanks for all the fish.
As TK mentioned, we had Virus Net that we used
Yep.
as a takeover service.
White Virus, yeah, and Virus Core Radio. And so he was a Brett Fur host, ended up getting his own server and invited us if we wanted to take part. Miraby and Kittia had their own show and they went and did their own server as well. And they went off to do their own show.
And eventually we ended up with TigerTails Entertainment Server as the server for us because Britfur FM never came back for Season 5.
Yep.
So first off then, before we start referring to the wiki too much, Season 5, what do you remember of Season 5?
I remember
'Cause
the Audio Surf Challenges.
Audio Surf Challenges, I remember.
They were good fun, but they were a pain in the ass to get working on the websites.
We had, or I say we, TK had found some software that you could put onto the websites to put the rankings down.
Yeah, basically it was I learned how to use the API. And it was a case of, right, now this works, but it is ugly as sin. Can I make it any pretty? No. Oh. Okay, fine, fair enough. And this was, of course, back in the days when all the websites were hand-coded by myself.
Yes.
I didn't use CMS like we do now. I was back then using JavaScript to create the menus because then I just had to enter some values into a database table thing, and it would draw the menu for me. And so I was going, yeah, this is the best thing ever.
Yep, and he updated the RSS feed, and every now and again the website, and every now and again the Facebook page, because we hadn't taken these jobs on quite yet.
No, in fact, you still haven't done.
Well, we kind
my
of
pushing.
We kind of started taking, or at least I kind of started taking over the advertising on Facebook.
Yeah.
Although it looks like most of season 5 was still yourself.
Yep.
Quite drastic.
You've got the Facebook page.
Yeah, I'm scrolling through it, and it's referring to the TigerTails Radio homepage. There's no pretty links like we have previously, and it's like one line. It's like going live any moment for this episode. TK's optimism there showing through.
Yeah, any moment.
It's like getting into end of the season when we start having bits of paragraphs going on.
And it's like, quick, do a thing, it's happening. We forgot everything, quick, it's now. I don't have time to type, this is how now it is.
Yeah, it's kind of scary.
Advanced planning isn't something we've been able to do in the last 12 years.
No. We do, however, have a few things that did happen in season 5.
Oh, yes.
If no one else can remember them. So what does everyone remember about season 5 then?
I remember the end of season 5.
I wasn't there.
I remember the end of season 5 very well, so we'll come back to that a bit later on. But
we had PlayStation 2's birthday.
Oh, was that season 5?
That was season 5. Show 27.
Oh, yes, it was. Yeah. I remember that. That was the day I went to you, hey, I've had this idea for a show in a couple of weeks' time, because it's the PlayStation 2's 10 years of anniversary in the EU region.
Yep.
So give me a top 10 list of all your favourite PS2 games and a song to go with each of them.
Yes.
And you can't be the official one. It's got to be a PS2 remix.
And I went, fuck you.
He did. But he went away and did it. And in fact, if I can remember to put a note on the video of another vote, but we actually have a whiteboard for picture of the show running order.
Back in the day when we had a whiteboard for this.
Yeah, we actually had a physical running order for the show as opposed to now a Google document that we update. And actually, that's one of the jobs you've taken on quite nicely.
Yes.
Keeping on with the running order of the show.
Need to.
Yeah.
Need to.
Yes, a Google document which we never look at.
Speak for yourself. I look at it. I rarely edit it, but I look at it. It's like, here's some links for all the news articles that TK won't get.
And it was because we'd also changed the format for season 5 from 3 hours to 2 hours.
Yeah, to make it a bit more social on everyone.
It was like 3 hours was like, oh my god, it's 11 o'clock at night, 12 o'clock at night.
Yeah.
I'm fucked. So we then went from 8 till 10.
It's basically the sign that we were all getting older.
Yeah. And it was only these like special shows that actually started to overrun.
Yeah.
For that.
But we didn't mind for a special show because it was a special event, and therefore you could take a little bit more time with it and give it the attention it deserved.
Yes.
Oh,
and we also did a run. We also did a 2011. When we started 2011, we did the look back over 2010, a retrospective of 2010. That was a 3-hour show.
Yeah.
Apparently, I went through the year month by month with TK, Evie, and Salamander 3 throwing in their own commentary.
Yeah, basically, you went to Wikipedia and you brought up the article of notable events in this year.
It worked!
A little bit like every other retrospective of a year that you've done since, including this very show.
It's a format that works and keeps us on track, as opposed to when we don't have anything like this and we ramble on, start on talking about children's shows, like we do every year.
Well, children's shows is an important topic. It doesn't get enough coverage.
Yes. So we had a look back at 2010. We did indeed have also the initial ideas of the E3 specials.
Oh, yes.
And the 2011 Rage, 2012 Rage, because we were looking at good stuff coming out for games, because in the house we had like at least 10 PS2s, multiple PCs.
It wasn't 10 PS2s. There was a couple of PS2s, a couple of PS3s going on at some point.
Xbox.
Maybe 10 consoles.
Yeah, 10 consoles. I had Mega Drive and a million PS1s.
Mm-hmm. The living room was changed regularly by myself for winter, summer, because I moved everything around.
Yeah.
And that meant all the consoles were cleaned off, dusted, re-put together, which was great because the setup for everything was fucking complicated, but it was good fun to remember how to put it together.
I remember how to put it all together.
Yes, But
because it was me who put it all together.
Yeah.
And then you'd come along and break it. Then I'd have to put it all back together again.
I did learn how to put it all back together again eventually, but I would do that like twice a year because everything would be moved, cleaned, reset up.
It was good to have it moved twice a year because you'd have the season where it'd be facing the window, which was summer, then the season where it'd be facing the wall, which is the winter.
The curtains were never open. During the
exactly.
winter.
So it was fine.
The garden was a wreck.
And in the summer, we needed to be able to get out into the garden so we could enjoy what little of it there was.
Yes, after we ripped up weeds and jumped in the pool and things. But yes, the end of the year for well, we say broadcasting year for season 5.
Oh, the end of the season, yes.
Yep. So this was in 2011, and this was finally because due to financial difficulties, because the first major crash of the 20s happened.
The 2008 stock market crash and basically had taken out the world by then.
Yeah.
So
and money was tight. We
thought it was probably
had
not a good idea to do a TigerTails Radio Gungeathon for the 2005, 6, 7, 8, 9.
Gungeathon 3, the final episode of season 5.
Which was 2011, wasn't it?
Yes.
So it was 2009 we missed out on.
Yes, you did.
Yeah.
Yes. And this was a 4-hour show.
Yep.
And we had, let's see.
We had 7 victims, if I remember rightly.
Yeah, 7 first were guns. TK being the only one to take part in the previous ones. You then had...
because we had a whole new cast list.
Myself, Evie, Werewolfie, Shogo, TK, Anthropuppy and Felis getting gunged.
I remember the way we decided who was going to get gunged as well. It was all done via dice. There was a die, 1 to 6, a D6.
We introduced role-playing to the house, so there was lots of dice.
Yes, it was a D8 that was used, but we only ended up using 6 sides of it. Because Felis was the unlucky one who managed to get drafted into Deal or No Deal.
Yes.
Which was a time-filling segment that we devised for the second TigerTails Radio Gungeathon, where Jauganetsu had been the victim and ended up winning, 30 foam pies.
Yes.
And so we thought, this is a very useful segment. I'll bring this back to fill time to allow our Gungemaster, who came back from the second Gungeathon to the third one.
Yep.
He returned to mix Gunge and do his useful things and help distribute it as well, which was good fun. And he hasn't actually been gunged yet on our Gungeathons, despite the fact that he's been here and making it. Retribution probably needs to happen at some point if we ever do another one.
Yep. Now, there was a lot of stuff going on during Season 5, and there were also a lot of changes that were happening in Season 5. What we'll do, though, is just maybe throw some clips of the Gungeathon.
Oh, yes, we might as well.
Because we got some footage of us and the chaos that happened.
Lots of chaos. And behind-the-scenes bits as well, I think I can throw in.
Yep, and then we'll come back and talk about the end of Season 5 and the transition that then happened because stuff happened during that particular set of years.
Yeah. What kind of era can we call that?
The end of the house.
Okay, yeah. The end of Studio B.
Ah, yes.
So, without any further ado, here's a bit of a clip show of the TigerTails Radio Gungeathon 3, of which I still take a million fucking buckets.
Yay.
Raspberry Ripple! So yes, we now have black and red. Oh! Slow. Forward and back across the head, Evie. Forward and left, right. Oh.
Now you know how it feels!
There we go.
Thank you!
It's like...
I mix that one well.
This is a good one. That's right. From the back to the front. There we go.
All those lovely spots.
Oh man, that looks disgusting. And kind of delicious at the same time. I want to pick bright green kids. Thanks, sugar.
Tilt your head back. There goes the hair. That's gone.
Sorry.
This is like...
This is why you don't leave Evie to do these things on her own.
The sound of that hitting the gun in the pool is disgusting.
You can not feel it
No, there's still some more in there. You just pulled perfect.
I I thought that was the last thing that was happening.
Oh, that is not pleasant.
Military green.
Oh. And sound from Google. Oh!
That's on the pencil. Sorry,
Sorry.
Sliding all the wrong places.
This isn't pie in the face. There's a technique with the pie in the face. Don't follow through. Oh.
Hey!
It's really starting to sting my eyes.
That's alright.
This one's like
Oh.
Oh man, did you hear that?
Oh, it's still in the back of my shirt.
And back up. And back up. We're gonna wind up. We're gonna wind up.
Felix, I love you.
Front, Evie.
On the top.
Down the front.
I would do with his head in the way, so.
Go on, with my head out the way.
That was fun. I enjoyed that.
Blue. I remember the blue.
Yes, so much blue. Yeah, I had orange and green.
I got blue.
Black and shafted, basically.
Xavier and his amazing Technicolor dream gun.
I got blue. TK got the rest of the colours. And
my favourite
Werewolfie filming my crotch.
Yes. He'll never forget that. I still think Evie's was the best one. that little plaintive cry, it's in my boobs!
Yeah, that video got so many fucking likes.
That got the most views on
It did,
the
yes,
one on YouTube.
But yeah, so this was the end of the house era because during 2011, I was moving out. Bungle was moving out. Bungle had found a different job and was moving up north.
Yeah, he went up north.
I was moving out because at the time I was moving in with my fiancée.
I'd attempted to buy my own place.
And that didn't quite work out.
Yeah, because they decided to sell it from under me.
Which was nice.
And eventually the guys managed to find this place here. So this
Studio C.
Studio C.
Studio C, yes.
They managed to find this place. And eventually, after the transitioning of the internet and everything else, Studio C was eventually put together so that episode 1 of season 6 could actually start with just TK and just Felix.
Oh, yes, because you weren't there. No one was there. We were all alone.
I think that was the one anyway.
Yeah.
But yes, so season 6 began in August. Notice
If I remember rightly, getting the telephone into here so we could actually start the season.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Was the hardest
They installed it in the wrong building.
Yeah,
upstairs.
Now, ironically, the flat number we're in ends in C.
Yes.
So not only is it Studio C, but it's also Flat C, which is
correct.
quite handy for us.
Yeah.
But they installed it into Flat B under the assumption it was Flat C.
And wondered why it was like, no.
So when I rang them up, I had a very angry conversation with this poor little gentleman who had no clue what he was on about, or no clue why I was so angry. Because he was going, no, we installed it into Flat C. And it's like, no, you've installed it into Flat B. And it's like, no, our notes clearly say Flat C. And it's like, yes, but your notes have attributed Flat C to the wrong flat.
There was a lot of stuff going on. So
And I was passed between pillar and post in BT trying to get this organised until I got to this very angry Scotswoman. And she was very angry. And she said, I'm the manager for so-and-so department. I've just had a look at your case notes and seen you've been passed 30 times in this call alone. I am absolutely outraged by this, and I will be getting this done for you, and it will be fixed. I was like, oh my God, okay, don't kill me.
Yeah.
I was like, okay, thank you.
So the phone eventually got sorted. There were issues because this is a tiny studio. What you're seeing here is the result of several moves.
Yeah, several repositionings of the cameras and the internals of the room.
Yeah,
and there will be another one
The
before the
telly,
next season.
the telly wasn't here facing the window. The telly was against the boiler and the
Not originally. Originally, the telly was where you're sat now.
Was it?
Yep.
Oh, I can't remember
It was
that.
sat diagonally in that corner. And next to it was a PC that originally was the Skype PC.
That's correct.
And became the MAME PC. And we used it to emulate MAME games.
We did.
On the telly, which was quite awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, see, I don't remember much at all of Season 6 because Season 6 I think was a bit difficult with me travelling because I was travelling down here for Monday.
That
so
was
I
when you were travelling
driving.
and picking up Felis on the way.
Yes, I was picking up Felis. So I pick up Felis
He'd bring his PC with him.
Oh, fucking hell.
Yeah.
As you do. That's
As you do.
Travelling PC.
Yeah. So we'd get here after I'd picked him up, install everything. I'd then drop him back off, and then I'd drive back to New Lymington because I was in Pennington at the time.
Oh, I remember Pennington.
So that was a fairly long drive, but I was still working in British Gas, so
in Southampton.
It wasn't too much of an issue because I could
You'd basically
have a couple of days off.
You'd pop down here on your way home almost.
Yeah, and occasionally I would actually stay the night because it was easier to stay the night than drive all the fucking way back because it was a long motorway trip.
Especially when it was on nights where we'd overrun.
Just a bit. Just a bit.
On our celebration nights.
Yes, and TK was... You weren't at Thingy, were you then in 20...
Thank you. What's Thingy?
Thingy, that...
my current workplace.
Yeah, your current workplace. In 2011, I think you were still at Sega Park.
I was in Sega Park. 2013 is when I got fired.
Yes.
Well, not fired.
Made redundant.
Yeah, because Sega Park closed.
Yes.
The whole Bargate
Hemorrhaging money like crazy.
Well, the Bargate was hemorrhaging money, and Sega Park wasn't. Sega Park was just not getting any to hemorrhage. So it was a case of we were just about staying even at the time. But yeah, this was before then. So yeah, season 6 was, if I remember rightly, it's also when we started moving things to the sofa.
That's true. Yeah, we did.
If I remember rightly, was that season 7? It was when because I remember at the early season we were having them on the table in the middle of the room with the camera by the window pointing at that, so they could see all the washing up that hadn't been done on the things behind it. Because the washing line, which is where we used to hang the green screen from,
there.
it's right in the middle of the room, so it used to be kind of hanging over everyone's head.
Yes.
But no, I'm referring to the washing up the dishes, Pete.
Yeah, yes, and the washing up the
because you
dishes,
could see the sink and the mountain that was quite often in it.
Yeah.
That was always good fun. And although the big black monstrosity, which is the American freezer, wasn't there to begin with, it was a tiny little white one.
It was a giddy little white fridge.
Now we have the monolith.
We do.
Desperately trying to store shit for everything.
My monolith.
But yeah,
if Hedgie ever does move out, because he wants to move overseas at some point, that he's going to have to stay here.
Yeah, it is. It is.
Sadly.
Yeah, it is.
we do have some games that we played in Season 6, and we do have some clips of the specific game that we played in Season 6.
We have a certain game that a lot of people our age will remember.
It's a hand jive as well.
It is. It is Blockbusters. Yay! The original, hosted by Bob Holness, has been revived twice.
Yep.
Hosted by Lisa Tarbuck and then Simon Mayo.
Yeah.
Simon Mayo's one wasn't overly
However,
bad.
both of them crashed and burned.
Yeah, sadly.
So TK approached another YouTuber because he'd found that apparently this guy had done.
Yeah, R3DM on YouTube.
Links in the description.
Not anymore. We're only using a bit. We're not actually using it live. So he'd created a Blockbuster Flash game for use with 2 screens to say, look, you can basically have this because he'd wanted it and no one had done one, so he made it himself.
Yeah.
And he put a video up and download links on YouTube. And I was like, this is fantastic. So I was about to comment saying, if only it did X, Y, and Z, this would be the most amazing piece of kit in the world. Yes. The next day, he replied with, I've edited it to do the things you've said. Here you go. And I was like, holy shit, this is amazing. Can we use this on our own YouTube podcasty thing? And he was like, yeah, sure, go for it. Just include just include credits. So we were like, hell yeah, I'm all over this. Hedgie, get writing questions.
Yes.
We're playing Blockbusters.
We lost Audio Surf. That wasn't a thing in Season 6. We then had Blockbusters that was done for like 1 show, maybe 2.
Well, Season 6 was when we kind of really started using the live stream, pro stream a bit better. And so we lost Audio Surf because of that, mostly because it wouldn't be able to give us the audio quality required.
Yep.
Because it would just murder it. It was found that there was a lot fewer songs back in those days, if any, because broadcast quality would have absolutely mauled them.
Yeah.
This is why there was no music at all in Season 7, aside from a little bit of backing music.
Yeah.
Because that was a transition period in itself, which I'll talk about when we get to Season 7.
Well, we had quite a few seasons where we didn't play any music. We just talked all the way through, didn't we?
Yeah, it was mostly talk radio. This was because either we couldn't broadcast it properly at a high enough quality. The early days were very piratey, and so as the law tightened on those, we decided to start obeying it.
But for the Blockbusters game, they broke out Buzz controllers.
Yep,
for
the
those
Buzz
people
buzzers.
who remember the PS2 game, Buzz,
the music quiz.
they actually broke out the controllers, we tested them to make sure that they work. So TK had all the software.
They were native on the PC. It was brilliant. The Windows came up and says, "Oh, you've plugged in buzz buzzers."
It's like, oh,
holy crap!
Good Lord.
I'll recognise this as a 16-button controller.
There was, however, apparently one technical issue. Now, I don't remember this at all, but
Don't
apparently...
You? Oh, how could you not remember WB?
Yes, I don't remember this.
Because
apparently TK clicked the wrong thing.
No, that's nothing to do with it. The Blockbusters game was triggered by keyboard commands.
Yes.
And it was triggered by someone pressing W for white or B for blue.
Yeah.
So that was, which team had buzzed in. Now, in order to get the buzz buzzers to do this, I had to use Joy to Key, which is a nice common bit of interface software. So when you press the buzz buzzer, it would either trigger a W stroke or a B stroke on the keyboard, which is fine until IRC is the thing that's highlighted, and you're typing away, and some schmuck decides to start pressing the buzz buzzer and interjecting W's and B's into the channel.
I don't think they realised that you'd done that, and they were trying to answer a question.
No, because I wasn't on RC during the questioning. They were just clicking the button outside of the game.
Yes.
Oh, it's a button, gonna press it. And of course, it was triggering commands in RC. It's like, stop that! WB. Because I'd be typing and suddenly this WBs would be in the middle of the sentence. And I was like, this is really stupid, stop it! Of course, it never stopped. And then other people started putting WB in the comments.
Oh, man.
You're not helping.
But we had at least two or three shows of this, which was good fun.
We had 2, yes.
We had 4.
4?
I can't remember.
4. There were 3 because we had the returning champions fulfill all 3 games.
Yep,
yes.
Salamander 3 and Floating Line, they were the partnership. We then had them going against Felis. I don't know if I played, but I think there was at least a...
No, you were just a heckler normally.
Yeah.
The first time they went against Felis, was it Felis for the first game?
Felis, I think, for the first time.
Then they're up against Central Dark Song. And then they're up against someone I can't remember. DJ, that was it.
Yes.
And then it was... once they'd finished their gaming crown, we kind of brought it back a little while later with Anthropop involved as well. And it was more general knowledge, which Hedgie had got from the actual Blockbusters board game.
Ran out of questions as well.
Oh, yes, the actual questions. Yeah, I'd run out of gaming questions.
But yeah, so we do have some footage that we can show.
Bit of footage from the first game.
Blockbusters game.
Of the first game of Blockbusters. So sit back and relax and enjoy some of Hedge doing his best Bob Holness.
Yes.
Oh dear.
Which M was the mole who went on the run on the famous game released on the Commodore 64?
Oh, my days.
I know this.
If you know it, buzz in.
We talked about this as well.
In that case, tell me.
I'll kill you.
Press the button, take a drink.
No.
Just try it. If you're not
Is nobody going to buzz in for this?
no.
Right,
Blue's
quick.
Blue team's gone for it.
Morocco?
No.
Unfortunately not.
No.
White team,
Danger Mouse!
White team, can you take it?
No.
No idea. It's actually Monty.
Monty on the run.
Monty Mole.
Pass.
Damn it.
When Hedgie was testing those questions, I got that like that. You are a shame, people.
Yes.
You are,
It's an age thing.
be ashamed.
I'm the youngest which actually had that on it. It actually referenced Monty on the run.
Yes.
Yes.
What did?
His video of fucking Tom
Brilliant.
Anyway, here we go.
Next.
The second M question. What M is the surname of the famous fox who pilots the R-Wing in the... Oh, we've got a buzz-in from the blue team. Answer is...
Miles?
Unfortunately, is incorrect.
Oh, no, shit, I'm thinking... Oh, wrong fox.
White team, full question to you is... What M is the surname of the famous fox who pilots the R-Wing? Unfortunately, it's not McCoy, no. It is, in fact, McLeod.
Oh, Fox
bollocks, it is.
Yes.
Wrong.
Right, here we go. Another M question.
We're relative to these M's. Have you got these stocked up, Hedgie?
Yes, I have, thankfully. Right, what M is the surname of the famous American football coach who has lent his name to the series. Oh, we've got a buzz in, I think.
It's Blue. Madden.
Madden is correct.
Hey! Linebacker, and then he became a coach.
Really?
Yes.
Oh.
There you go.
Why do I know that? I've never
got that. I would cry.
Okay, what letter are you going to go for?
Oh, bloody hell. Where have we got? Like,
let's go for J.
J, why not?
Where's J? Oh, J.
It's a good job I'm pressing the buttons, isn't it?
Jet Flash.
Right.
That was.
I love that game.
Anyway,
Yes, it was a rabbit.
Okay, here we go.
It was
J.
Space Robot Rabbit.
What J is the last word in the title of a famously humorous quiz game developed by Jellyvision?
Oh!
I know this.
Then press the button and answer it.
He doesn't know it that much.
Oh, we got a buzz in from the blue team.
Jack.
It's correct. You don't know Jack. Yes.
It is somewhere along there.
Yes, it is. Okay, which letter?
We got that one.
I.
She was making it difficult for herself. Go for C and then V.
Go for P.
I've pressed I.
The most difficult route possible.
Don't go badly.
So,
Go for I.
letter I. Letter I. Okay.
12.
Right.
We could play this game
Here we
before,
go.
but they wouldn't notice.
I know, it's brilliant.
What
Whenever you can
I-
answer any questions.
Well, I'm already
Here we go.
There we go.
What I is the term used for when a game is not of the region it was originally designed for?
Oh.
Bust.
Oh,
Import.
Is correct. Import.
yes. Oh, blocking. Right.
Should have gone for C.
Right, okay, so white team, which colour, please?
H.
I'm going to take their C.
You're going to take the C? Whoa.
Hell, you bitch!
You saw how well that tactic worked the
You
last
guys
time.
tried
okay.
to F-block me last time.
Here we go.
F-block you this time.
Here we go. Question C.
Oh, there's one F on the field.
Right.
I'm shut
What C is the career that Kung Fu expert martial law laments frequently over not pursuing?
Korea.
Or job, if you prefer. Oh, we got a buzz in from blue team.
Cop?
Unfortunately not, no. White team?
Chef.
Is correct!
That's lame!
Oh, yes! In
Lane was the
fucking
cop.
trailer.
I was thinking about serious martial law.
His brother beats him with a... He, like, goes to attack
Right,
him with a leg.
what letter are you going to
Lane
go
was,
for?
it was a policeman. That's what I'm going wrong.
Yeah.
I'll take the H.
The H, okay.
H coming up.
Damn it.
No, what
That's all
the
going wrong.
shit?
All going wrong.
Oh, let's trash this fool.
Let's do it.
Okay, here we go.
Right, twitchy fingers.
What H is the company responsible for creating Frequency, Guitar Hero,
Oh, for God's
and...
sake.
Oh, we got a buzz in from the blue team.
Harmonics.
Is correct, yes.
Piece of piss, that.
Right.
There we go. Okay.
Block.
O-T.
Well, we need...
We could go somewhere safe.
Not necessarily. You can go anywhere.
Or you could go G.
You can only go ones that are actually touching
Can
the
you?
current
Oh,
hexagon.
No, you can't. You can go anywhere.
O or T?
O, T, F, G, N.
O. Why not? For shits and
O.
giggles.
Okay.
Go with
Okay,
O.
Going for O. Going for O.
That's just to make me look like more of an ass when I get the next question
I'm
right.
not too pleased about this. If I'm honest.
This should be
Here we
interesting.
go. Right. What O is the female character in Killer Instinct who boasts a 64-hit combo?
Oh, fuck. It's your favourite.
I know.
Anyone?
No, I don't think anyone's going to remember that one.
Oh,
Who's
White's
it?
buzzed in.
I'll take a stab in the dark and say Ophelia.
Unfortunately not, is incorrect.
Aw.
Blue team, you got any
Better not be
idea?
ooh la la again.
Go on, Blues. Just buzz in and have a stab in the dark.
I'm with you.
Buzz in.
Any idea at all?
5, 4, 3.
Buzz in.
Osiris.
Unfortunately not, it's
Egyptian
actually
god of the
Orchid.
dead.
Orchid.
But that was
Right.
a dude.
Orchid was a bird.
The jiggly boobs beg to differ.
Anyway.
Every fight.
Okay.
Right, next O.
Right, somebody's got to get this because this is my last O question.
You have to wing it after this one, so make sure you get it.
What O is the PC game produced in 1998 that was originally a tabletop surgery game?
Oh,
That's a buzz in
Yes, the Blues.
from...
Operation.
Is blue? Yes.
Operation.
It's correct. Yes.
Right.
Thank God.
Okay, you've got
Definitely Operation.
Any space on the board?
So what?
any space.
T.
T.
Can I go for
Let's
T?
do it.
Okay.
Peter still has a chance here.
Right.
We go for W. We go for W, then it's safer actually.
Too late. You've picked
Too
C.
late.
Okay,
T
fair
is already
enough.
flashing. Okay, here we
No,
go.
I want them to say W. You're outvoted.
The system can't handle changes.
What T is the name of the console that was known in Japan as the PC Engine?
Oh,
Oh,
God.
shit.
Anyone gonna
Hear
buzz
the
in?
silence.
I'm gonna say
Anyone?
we have
You have to
buzz
buzz
in
in first.
Blue.
Turbo.
But you buzzed in. TurboGrafx.
Oh.
TurboGrafx.
Oh.
Do you want to let them have
Apparently
it?
it's not the correct answer.
Well-
do whites want to try and answer?
What did he say?
No.
He said Turbojet at the start and then sort of changed the
Turbojet
answer.
and then went to
Or
TurboGrafx.
GX.
Well, it's up to you, Hedge. Do you want to let him have?
Do you have more T questions? Because I know the answer was the TurboGrafx.
I do.
Yeah.
So
Thanks,
unfortunately,
Pete.
where you took
Pete,
where
so
you-
if we're wrong, he gets over and you just told him the answer. Well done, Peter.
Right.
It's too late. He's played the bomb
He's
sound.
already
I think-
said he couldn't get it, so yeah.
I can't give it to you because he came
That's
out with
fair
Turbojet
enough.
first. and then
Okay, so
Force.
next T.
Unfortunately, I can't.
Next
Okay, here we go. The next T. What T is the title of an arcade game that features an ape as the main character and the tagline "Go Ape Spit"?
Oh, fuck.
Anyone know this one?
You're going to be running out of T questions.
Yes, I know.
Oh, dear.
Anyone?
No.
No one take a guess at it?
No, I don't think anyone's going to
Good
anyone.
lord.
No,
Answer was Toki.
no one would get that. Okay,
Right,
next
wow.
T question.
Last T question I've got.
Okay.
Then he's having to wing them.
What T was the medieval game that used stealth as its main theme? Oh wait, who is it? Who is it?
White.
It's
Oh, it's Thief.
White. Thief is correct.
Damn it, no! This is so shit.
Spawn Deadly Shadows. Okay, what's your next letter?
It's N.
What's she
isn't it,
gonna
for the
have?
win? N for the win.
If he wants to win,
Yes.
then.
N for the win.
We need
So
this.
all coming down the line, people.
NFTL.
I'm going for A personally.
Right,
There
here
you
we go.
Ah, balls. Sorry.
What's your answer?
I refuse. Dude!
The question has
I
been
heard
asked.
dirt. Didn't.
Right, okay.
Question.
Ignore that.
Right, here we go again. Right, just
Nice easy one. Come on.
Yeah.
What N is the company responsible for Galaxian?
Yeah. Blue answer.
Namco.
Is correct. Yes.
It's the only end company.
Galaxian did dug pole position and most recently
Got a
Soul
choice
Calibur.
to go G for the win or F to. Oh, actually F.
F
for
for
the
F
win.
is the safest one.
F for the win.
Yeah.
F.
So I'm going to
Okay.
F block you, sir.
Block you.
Double F block. Yes, block.
Right, so, do you have any more F questions?
Yes, I do,
Loads.
There we
thankfully.
go. Right,
No,
so you
one.
got an F question.
Okay,
So
last
double
F
team
question.
You've got to
So,
do this.
here we
You've gotta
go.
do this, Fearless.
What F is the game first released on the Xbox and developed by Peter Molyneux that originally
Oh.
It's
Blue.
blue.
Oh.
It's blue.
Fable.
is correct?
Yes!
Is correct. That originally spread its name by claiming you could be good or evil and the game would adjust depending on your choices.
So
Fable,
Team Guest
yes.
wins.
Team Guest wins.
It's the blue team that win
Do
it.
we even care about the final?
Yes, we do!
Happy 12th, TigerTails Radio. Sorry it's not much, but damn toothache is never good. I hope you guys have a good one. It's been a long time, but yeah, keep up the good stuff.
There we go. That was very nice.
I enjoyed that.
Yeah,
So,
that was nice.
Very nice.
moving on.
Yes. So that was season 6. Other things that kind of happened during season 6, and in the background of the radio show, we had TigerTails Gaming. That was kind of a thing. We had Minecraft episodes. If
I
you're
like
interested in them.
yes.
Yes. If
Ah. Oh, yeah. Even though it wasn't technically TigerTails Radio. Can we play the cheering song?
Cheering song.
Can we
yes.
stick it on in the background?
Yes.
Yes. So we had a thing that was created because
You can't make it background music.
here's the story. While playing Minecraft,
This was Streamtopia episode 4.
while playing the stuff that because Minecraft was a big thing, still is a big thing. We've not gone back to it for age. While playing Minecraft, Salamander 3, our resident musician, band, coder, person we all love to hate, decided to sing a little ditty whilst he was shearing sheep in the middle of a game that was being recorded.
Making
It's
all the sheep naked.
on TigerTails Entertainment.
Making all
You
the
can
sheep
find it.
jelly. Yep.
Someone said, "Why don't you make a song of that?"
No, TK said, I've had to listen to this clip umpteen billion times because I'm the one editing these episodes down from the 3 or 4 hours that they are into about 20-minute segments.
Yep.
If you don't make a full song of this, I'm going to take this pencil and shove it up your nose.
I paraphrased that. So, a song was made.
A song was made
which
under threat.
which
Yeah.
was created as part of the Minecraft experience that existed outside of TigerTails Radio, because we had gaming, TV, entertainment, and Minecraft stuff was actually quite popular because the sheer amount of arson I did was insane.
It was good. It was easy because we had all the people here on their laptops all playing Minecraft, and we had me on the main PC filming it on my machine, ready for the stream. All mics up, so it was basically like the radio, just with a video stream going on, and instead of music and stuff, there was almost a plot.
Yes.
As we tried to accomplish one goal.
Things.
Yeah.
Things. Mostly it was get together.
Yeah. Mostly it was survive, which was the tricky one.
Which was the more entertaining one, because once everything had been built, it was so much easier until they went, hey, Xavier, why don't you join in? I'll burn shit down for you, yeah?
And crash the server doing so.
Yay.
Yeah.
But yes, that was kind of what we did in between Season 6 and Season 7. I love those Minecraft games.
So, yes, so we have...
the Platypus Guitar Band with the shearing song.
Lead singer being Salamander 3.
And me and TK on backing vocals.
Yeah. And it sounds a little bit like this.
Making all the sheep naked, making all the sheep eat chili, nabbing all the wool and making myself a nice little woolly coat for me. I'll wear it over my shirt and laugh because the sheep look silly. I'll put on my coat and stay lovely and warm while the sheep all slowly freeze. It's okay, it's not animal cruelty. They're only here to make sure I'm toasty and have someone to sleep. They don't drop meat, and when they die, they somehow drop less wool than if they're clipped. I don't want to get gypped. Everybody! So I'm making all the sheep naked, making all the sheep eat chili, nabbing all the wool and making myself a nice little woolly coat for me. I chase them everywhere, but the land is quite hilly, so I'll just wait for them to come to me, then shave off their bodies and collect the shavings and wear them. I'm not a mental.
There we go, the shearing song.
I love that song.
Crazy.
So, Season 7.
Yay,
This
Season
is
7.
2012. We started with the testing shows back in October 2012.
Yep.
We're going from 8 p.m. I think we might have done 9 p.m. shows at some point.
Well,
but
the
I can't
shows
remember it.
originally in Season 1 started at something like 10 o'clock at night and went on till 1 o'clock in the morning, if I remember rightly.
Actually, weren't they 11 till 2?
Well, they haven't. No, the special shows went on for an extra hour. The Saturday night parties went on for an hour and longer.
Yeah, and I think there was an attempt at doing a 9 p.m. start. I'm feeling from... This is from the Facebook page, because there are notes from TK. For example, November 5th, 2012. Oh, it's Monday again, isn't it? Best start, get the studio set up. # late again. # not used to 8 p.m. starts.
Yeah. Now that it used to be 8 p.m. for a while, and then it moved to 9, and then it moved back to 8 because you had to start travelling.
Yeah, that was...
Because it moved to 9 to give you time to get home from work and get all geared up and everything.
Yeah.
And then when you changed jobs, it went back to 8, so that you could then get some sleep.
Yeah, well, it was travelling back. When I moved, it was travelling back, because when I was here, it wasn't an issue. When everything moved, it became an issue, and I was dead to the world. So, Season 7.
New time slot, new jingles.
Yes, new jingles.
Yes.
God, I love those jingles.
And more hosting issues, apparently, because we had simbaspaws.org.
Yeah, simbaspaws.org was one of our website domains that went pop.
Yep.
And went off the internet for a little while. We didn't know how long it was going to be for, and I couldn't get hold of Masani at the time.
Yeah.
So I was like, oh, crap, what do we do? Well, I've been creating this website project on the back burner for quite some time. How about I hit the big go live button and then worry about it later?
Yes.
And we moved from a hand-coded website onto a Posterous site.
Hey.
And this was the first time I'd started using content management.
Yep. This would have been for Season 6, but because of delays then, it got pushed back. And because of the situation which we're suddenly in, suddenly it happened for Season 7.
Yep.
And we also then had live stream to Google Hangouts on air.
Yeah, we got rid of the livestream.com, mostly because I started having issues with the software because they'd upgraded past a point where the current broadcast machine was able to run it. So I was like, okay, that's knackered that. We need a new solution.
Yep.
enter Google Hangouts.
Yeah.
Because Google Plus had become a thing in this meantime. They were offering live web chat type...
And archives.
Yes, and archives to YouTube, which was the handiest bit.
Yes.
So we went, okay, let's give this a shot. And so we started streaming via Google Plus Hangouts.
Yep.
Which worked to a point.
Well, we managed to get most of it working considering PCs were dying again.
Yep.
The jingles and sound effects were now on PSP.
Yep, they were moved. So
Purely.
It was now
PSP.
a dual PSP setup.
Yeah. Yep.
I'd poached Felis's PSP because he didn't use it much anymore. So I had it on a kind of long-term loan and had all the sound effects and jingles put onto that and had my PSP with all the backing music on it.
Yep.
And so that would run on the playlist as per normal, as for every show, and then I'll be able to fade it in and out because I've got my fadey mixer thing going on.
Yep. We also lost Evie because she moved up north.
Yep, she moved up north. We also lost Salamander 3 as well.
Yep, he then also moved up north.
Well, Evie went to move to Abingdon,
Yes.
which was near Didcot, and Salamander 3 went... Didn't he go to Abingdon as well for a while, and then they went down separate ways post
yes,
there?
that was post that.
Yeah, so...
And Hedgie then offered to become a regular guest when work allowed.
Yes, because Hedgie'd seen the fun we were having and was bored and
It's
wanted
like,
to
I
fun.
want to come back.
Yes.
Yeah, I
and-
know I said I wasn't funny
Yes.
anymore, but now I've got funny again,
Yes,
so can I come
I
play
have.
again?
Yeah. I've recharged my humour batteries.
Only
Yes.
took him 4 seasons.
Yeah, and we had the change. We had the change
Spring,
of
summer,
time
winter.
due to and during the break. I had gotten married. Travel was a bitch, so we were now starting from 8 p.m.
But also, the biggest change...
Yep.
Fibre!
Yes, fibre optic broadband.
We went on to BT Infinity.
Yeah.
Yep.
And we haven't looked back since.
We then started 19th of November 2012. 3 test shows only this time.
Yeah.
And we then had a proper camera.
Yep.
I don't know if that's the same one, but we had a proper camera.
Yeah.
And TK in his other room where he controlled all the equipment. And we then had the monitor set up where the hosts who were sat here had to piss around with the setup. I don't know if we had OBS at the time.
Nope.
But we were the ones pissing around with the
No, you
Hangouts
weren't.
and everything.
No, you weren't. You were just
No?
on screen. I was still pissing around
Oh,
with
I
the Hangouts.
see.
It was all controlled from my machine in here. And I had a cable running out to the screen out there so everyone could see what was going on. But I couldn't see bugger all. And I was watching the Hangout feed, basically,
Yes.
which was delayed by X number of seconds.
And we also had the new jingles for Season 7.
Yay, jingles.
Let's slap on the new jingle
Okay.
and whatever test card we have, and then we'll be back right after this.
Yeah.
Yay, jingle.
A handful of presenters, a mass of microphones, and a whole load of talk. This is TigerTails Radio.
Yay, jingle!
Yay!
I love
Paying for
jingle.
jingles. So Season 7, we managed to get the formula down. We had things like the review of the week done and dusted for when people actually did stuff,
Yes, which was occasionally.
occasionally. And we also had the gaming news. Yep.
In unison.
Gaming news in unison.
Indeed.
It wasn't general geekery then, it was still the gaming news.
Yep.
And yeah, we were actually getting on with things, I think.
We actually managed to learn how to apportion the show. Occasionally we would just run off and do our own thing, but try and maintain segments.
Yeah.
Especially when shows where Xavier wasn't there and wasn't there to curtail us
Yes,
into
that
segmented, regimented formats.
that was noticeable. Whenever I wasn't here, the show just derailed. For
Utterly.
example, on the last day of 2012,
Yes.
we had the unofficial drunk show because
Well, the drunk show was something that had been requested quite
Yeah,
some time.
this
It's like,
was an
you guys should do a
unplanned
drunk
one.
show. So we thought, okay, we'll do a dedicated drunk show, but we'll save it for a special occasion.
yeah.
The New Year wasn't the special occasion in question. We were going to save it for the end of the season.
Yeah,
And
so this was celebrating the coming in of 2013, and Angel Darkson brought along a bottle of Spanish sparkling wine.
As you do.
As you do.
It was a bloody great big one as well.
Yeah.
And of course, so what happened? Unofficial drunk show.
Yeah.
Ah.
Yes, and TK apparently made a brief, if proper, appearance on camera.
Yep.
Apparently.
Yeah, appeared on camera. Because a lot of the time, well, we used to have a little webcam going on in
Yes.
this room where I'm in now, where
Yes,
my
you'd
microphone
have
is.
a little thing about here.
But then when we moved the studio around
There.
again, the PC that hosted the webcam was moved too far away for the cable to reach,
Yep.
despite many extensions. And so I had to go without being on webcam.
Yes.
Which didn't really, I don't really care either way. I'm just a disembodied voice in a booth. Which is why for the season 10, I'd quite like to get things organised so that I can actually be in, at least in the same room as everyone else. Because
Yeah.
I miss that. I feel like IRC Corner, but completely cut off, which is annoying because I'm the one with all the buttons. So I need to see what everyone's doing, so I need to know when to mute things.
Yes. We also had E3 for 2012, which actually then showed the PlayStation 4 and the Xbox One and the various other things that were happening. We managed to have a show afterwards where all of the news had come out. We'd watched the E3s, and we were able to actually break down all of the bits and pieces, as well as the fact that after the show, there was a large amount of, no, we didn't actually mean that many things. We actually meant a smaller amount. That was just advertising. Just ignore us. We're walking away. An awful lot on both sides.
E3 fair then.
Yeah, it was quite scary when the news started coming out. And we had a show where we talked about that. That was quite fun. The memorablest thing, and when I say memorable for Season 7, I don't have many memories of Season 7. There was a lot of stuff going on.
I was going to say, we didn't really do too much special in Season 7, or really in Season 8 either.
Well, we still had outside projects going on. TigerTails Gaming was still a thing.
Yep.
There was still stuff going on for TigerTails TV.
I was going to say, all the special things we would have done on TigerTails Radio previously were now being handled by the other branches of what we were doing. So TigerTails Radio would definitely cope with more of the more entertaining, gamey things.
Yeah, the gaming meets and stuff like that. Outside bits that we normally try to do.
Yeah.
Mention of NaMoRimo and stuff, which was going on as well. There was background stuff happening for me personally.
Yep.
Which then led up, because this was going from 2012 to the end of 2013 into the end of 2013. November. So this is the episode 53 that I'm referring to.
Yes.
You will not find this on YouTube.
No, you will not.
You will not find this on YouTube.
Not unless something has gone hideously wrong.
This is a bonus celebration of the end of Season 7. It was originally intended to be a retrospective. It started as a retrospective.
It tried to start as a retrospective.
Yes.
It tried very hard to start as retrospective, but it didn't quite succeed.
Well, I hadn't eaten. I don't know why I hadn't eaten.
I hadn't eaten either.
I can't remember why you hadn't eaten.
Because I just generally don't eat, but forgot it was going to be the drunk show and therefore didn't specially plan to eat anything.
Yeah, but normally it's like we'd have ate something. I know I was down here.
I've had a bowl of Weetabix.
I know I was down here, but neither of us had eaten. I'd bought like a crate of Foster's. Ciders had been bought.
I was on the wine.
Champagne had been bought. There was a white wine and a red wine.
Yeah.
I can't remember if I brought one of them along as well. And we were drinking steadily from the start of the show.
We were drinking since before the start of the show.
Before the start of the show.
Oh, dear.
And we also had a special guest who dialed in, which was Floating Lime.
Yep, Floating Lime.
Which was added
Google
via
Plus Hangouts.
Virtual Studios, which was very nice. And we had Felis and Angel Darksong also with us, occasionally Felis standing by the door.
Having a cigarette.
Which was brilliant for the live stream video.
It was great for the sauna of the room.
Yeah. And the little caddy for the earphones and everything was put in a position where it would fall off the table.
Oh, yes. Yeah, because we have a splitter. Because obviously there's only one audio out feed for all the guests and co-hosts. So we have a little splitter, which I'm sure if someone's on the camera can probably
He sat on it.
Oh,
Don't move it, otherwise...
You'll lose all sound.
I'll no.
But it's a little kind of 5-way splitter, so you can plug in multiple headphones into it. And
that was like a
can have
birthday or Christmas gift for you.
It was
ages ago.
No, because I asked. It still works.
Yeah.
It's slowly dying, but it still works.
And it was falling off the table, so every now and again, whilst you're watching the stream, I'm fiddling with this damn thing, and every now and again, someone would knock the thing off, and I would be like going, "Wow!" Which is
get yanked out of his seat almost by the ears.
Oh, yes.
Which didn't help as we were getting drunker.
Yes, much drunker.
And
I remember.
I don't remember this.
So I don't remember too much. I remember listening back to the archive afterwards because the show went on for longer than 4 hours.
Oh yes.
So
yes.
Google stopped recording at the
This
4
is
hours.
before Google actually had a no limit. It had a 4-hour limit.
Yeah.
We weren't even aware of that because we never reached it until now.
I was more than aware of it, and I was just assuming the show wasn't going to go on for that long. I assumed incorrectly. The show
There was a regular countdown going on as well.
The show was about 4.5 hours long in the end, and I used to have the MP3, but it got lost in a hard drive failure. So I was not too upset, but I was kind of upset because that's like history of the show. But I wasn't too upset because it was embarrassing as fuck.
It started as a show. It then devolved into drunken bitchery.
Yeah, there was lots of just random shouting. Then we got Lime involved, and Lime was far more sober than the rest of us.
God knows. Well, he'd eaten, so...
Yeah, Felix wasn't all that drunk either, because he was staying reasonably sober, which is probably a good thing, because I listened to the MP3 archive on the day after, and was absolutely wet myself in hysterics as it came to end the show, and I couldn't press the buttons.
Oh, dear.
And didn't know how to close the software.
Yes.
And I was like, I can't do the things, Felix!
He brought that up during the show, because he was going, I have difficulty focusing on the buttons.
Yeah. It was like, this is a pre-warning, guys. I'm going to need help at the end. And
So,
I don't actually remember the end of the show in terms of physical, my own memories. I can only remember listening to the audio archive of it.
Yeah, watching the stream is the only memory I have. I was getting drunk for a very good reason over that time.
I can imagine.
Yes.
I remember certain points of, I remember most of the run-up to a certain event.
Yes.
Of that night.
Yeah, because there was other stuff that was also happening in the background, and the role-playing and things were happening. And the drunk show was an opportunity for me to get very drunk.
Yes, and he did. Poignantly so, in fact.
We can't show you any of this.
That's not strictly true.
We can show some of this.
I have prepared a small clip to show.
Oh, God.
Only a small clip.
We had the Bulmers, that's the purple one.
Yeah.
And Felix wasn't sure if he liked it or not.
And so this is what happened next.
Eventually, yes.
Oh, dear God.
Other features of the system are more familiar. Players still earn trophies to fill a bar to upgrade their numerical rank. I think I'm still on 7 or 9. I can't remember.
I'm on 10.
While
fuck off, Alex.
Trophies can be earned offline. Oh, this is new. Can be earned offline and sync online. That I never remember doing on the PS3.
We do that all the time.
I can't remember ever doing that. Lastly, from me.
Did you want to try a bit?
No, thank you. I've had mine.
It's well worth it. If you don't want it, I'll have it.
I'm still deciding whether I like it or not.
I'm going to make you forced a decision. Do you want that now? I will touch you.
What?
But this is
Hedgie?
I'm comfortably drunk now, but that was really tasty. So
what? No, you stay right the fuck where you are, Alex. Do not put any empty space between him and I.
In a few seasons earlier to this is the state I was every show.
This is being recorded.
I'm glad. Oh, thank you. Is that the level? Oh, thank you. No, you're on your own.
6%. That little thing.
Only 1% more than... Oh, no, it's 0.5.
Mine was 14. Fuck you all.
And that was shenanigans from being drunk.
That was the tame level.
Yeah, we couldn't show anything that went on after that.
I was merrily drunk at that point.
Naked time.
Oh, dear God.
So season 8 started with technical difficulties.
Change of topics.
Technical difficulties that remained a thing and got worse. I'd moved.
Again?
I'd moved. I was now in Bournemouth, so I was having to dial it in. Biggest problem I had was that my internet hadn't been installed.
Were you actually in Bournemouth?
I was in Bournemouth.
Oh, okay.
My internet... I moved in January. My internet didn't get installed until February. It was supposed to be February, and then it was pushed back even further. So I couldn't even dial it in. And we did try via the phone.
I was going to say, we tried getting you on the phone, didn't we? And that was an epic non-success.
Yeah, so the studio got moved around again. TK pretty much staying in his box. Everything else being roughly to where it is now for season 8.
Not quite. I remember the sofa going against the back wall for season 8.
Yeah.
And the TV going under where the electricity cupboard is.
Yes.
That was mostly season 8's brewing. And it almost gave me a chance to see them if only there wasn't this wall in the way.
Yes.
We then moved away from Google Hangouts to proper live streaming via YouTube, because that was now a proper thing.
They introduced live stream, and so we were able to take advantage of that.
And it meant that you can then also utilize Google Hangouts to actually broadcast into live stream. That was what we were intending to do, because, or eventually got round to doing, because the streaming software that we're using, various Skype and Yahoo, was a pain in the dicks. Yeah, so technical difficulties with the start of the show. I wasn't even able to start on the first episode of season 8.
Nope.
Yes. And apparently we had hats.
Yes.
Yes, it was the season of the fancy hats.
Because Felix dressed up.
Yes, Felix dressed up, and then
Alex
that kind of spurned Alex to dress
up. And then TK dressed up, and I just dialed it in.
Yep. So it became the season of the fancy hats.
Yeah. We also then again lost another host. This was the website.
You're making it sound like they died.
Not the host, web host. This is the web host.
Oh, yes.
And unfortunately, it meant that
they
TK
died.
had to migrate everything across again. This was mid-season though, so more technical difficulties.
Yeah. Because we've gone from Post to Us, we then went to WordPress.
And audio issues with a PC causing whine. But this was
the YouTube PC.
Yeah.
That we're using a Sentinel box to plug in, but there was so much internal noise from the actual machine itself. You had constantly get this background noise, and it was fucking enraging. And there was nothing I could do to fix it because it's an earthing issue probably within the power supply.
Yeah.
And there was nothing I could do to stop it. So I just made the best of it I could, really, and it wasn't until later that I discovered about how to fix it. But but this is where Pete's going to struggle now because the Wikifeed articles ended.
Yeah, the Wikifeed articles ended, but season 8 is actually closer to us now.
Yeah, so
because
you can
this was only
you can kind of memorize it a bit.
So this is effectively looking back to last year. No, the year before last. Sorry.
Well, depends what you want to call last year or last like radio year.
Yeah, our radio year because we've finished this radio year. That was last year.
Season 9. That was.
So we had like a gap of stuff. Things were improving for me after the move. Work was good. I was going out doing running and stuff. I was
trying to burn off the drunk show, really. Weren't
the drunk show. I was also doing a lot more stuff for TigerTails Gaming in the background, and we had a lot more regular hosts from both Angel Darksong and Felis who would
they
come
kind
down.
of got upgraded to main hosts eventually.
And we also experimented with a few other things because I know we had Face Rig released.
Yes, that was season 8. Face Rig coming out. Yes,
and that was the random thing of having TK as jacket wearing wolf and then a tiger.
Yes.
And very briefly, a red panda.
And now a lion.
A lion, yes.
Except Face Rig has stopped working for the time being, so we need to wait for the next patch to come out.
Yay, patches.
They have acknowledged the fact that it is broken in places, and so they're trying to get it to come back. They have given a couple of technical things that we can try to make it work.
Ooh.
But yeah, we're just waiting on the next patch.
Yeah, I've had the occasional patch update. I've not tried using it for a while. It was a good fun little
But
piece
yeah, I
of
bought the
software.
line on day one. It was like, click, line. I sent them a tweet going, I promised you I'd buy the line as soon as you released it, and you have, and so I have. Promise kept.
We had that going on as well. There was also NaNoWriMo stuff going on as well.
That was always NaNoWriMo.
TK,
which you could still never pronounce.
I don't recall you doing that particular year, because I think this was when you then
I've done it
changed
for the
jobs.
last 4 years.
Did you? I didn't think you did it for season 8.
Have I done it 4 years or 5?
You've done it 4 years, but only won it twice.
Thrice.
Okay, then you've done it
Numbers.
5 times.
But this
Have I done
was
it 5
also
times?
Yeah,
this was
there's
also
twice you failed.
No, I haven't failed twice. I've only failed once.
Oh, okay.
And
This
I've got
was
4
also
successes, so yeah, 5 times.
TK getting a new job.
Yep.
Cool.
Yep, we don't say where, but yes, I got a new job in the financial services industry.
Yes, now a financial person. So it was like suddenly TK had 9 to 5 hours. So it's like I don't have Monday, Tuesday off. I now have to work.
Yeah, I've got Saturday and Sunday off.
Yeah.
What the hell's going on with that?
It's like, holy shit,
Crazy.
I now have to prepare a show with minutes to spare.
Fuck.
So that did mean that the studio was a bit more solidly set up.
Yeah, because it was kind of, you're staying kind of permanently up, because I don't have time to disassemble you at the end of every show now.
Yeah. And we then had stuff that I was borrowing to dial in, because I was having to borrow the SingStar mics.
An old amplifier.
An old amplifier. Then eventually I bought my own mic that I had set up so at least I could be heard.
What mic have you got now then?
I bought an...
You bought an Did you buy a Yeti?
I bought a... I can't remember
Was
the
it a
name of
Yeti?
No, it wasn't a Yeti. I looked
Okay.
at them. They were fucking expensive.
Yeah, they are expensive, but they're really good.
Yeah, and I hadn't moved yet. This was the last year that I'd actually moved. Last season I hadn't actually moved. So I was in Bournemouth for the majority of season, if not all of season 8.
8.
And I did manage to get down here occasionally, not often.
Yep. No, you did pop down for the show.
Yeah, because I'd booked some holiday to be able to see everyone as well as having holiday. Because, like I said, things improved in season 8 for me, and I managed to get with a wonderful woman, Julia, who I have moved in with, and my life drastically improved with the upswing of everything on that, which was all good fun. But I did have like a few weeks where I would come down here, see you guys, generally heckle.
And pop down for the weekends, but that wasn't really useful for show weeks.
No, it's eventually got to the point where I'm now like doing every other weekend to see the guys, and joining in with the outside recording because TK also had a lot of other projects going on, including 3D projects.
Yay, 3D!
And Hedgie's drama projects and singing projects that involved the green screen and going out into the outside land that TK doesn't like to visit.
That's not strictly true. I like the outdoors. I just don't like it when it's inclement weather or if there's any effort involved or being
outside. Or when there's people there.
Yeah, or if it's sunny, or if it's muggy, if it's not involving pub food.
If there's a pub and beer, then he can usually be coaxed out. Yeah.
But I will say the show was now solid. We knew what we were doing. General geekery was more of a thing.
No, it was still gaming news at that point.
Oh, I thought we changed
General geekery came... Well, you say general geekery. It was more the news of the week.
Yes.
Yes.
Because somebody... Well, actually, no, we'll come to that in Season 9.
Yeah, it's Felis, which was the last year. Felis.
I thought we were in Season 9.
No, this is Season 8.
Okay,
still in Season 8.
So, yes, we now have a bit more regular show. Done and Dusted was starting to die a death, unfortunately, because trying to get enough people to have done one thing in a month. It was
getting tricky.
Yeah.
It was like...
Even for me.
It's like, we're busy people. We're getting busier. The things we're supposed to be doing for Done and Dusted, we're not doing because we're not getting the time to do them.
Yes.
This could be a problem.
And with the change of websites and everything, there was also suddenly a case of, I can't get back into the Done and Dusting site.
Yeah, the
TK.
The Done and Dusted blogs died.
Oh, dear.
TK said that, and I went, oh, shit.
Yeah.
Because that means I can't.
Well, you see, it's died a death at the moment because obviously when that hosting service died, I had to re-migrate everything to a different WordPress site.
Yeah.
Because I pay for hosting now, which is crazy. And so I had to reset up all of the blogs. So the TigerTails Radio blog, which is the main site, the TigerTails site, the TigerTails Gaming site, got another way. And I had the Done and Dusted one to do, and it's like, we haven't updated this in years.
Yeah, that was a while.
Is it really worth it? And I haven't yet come to a decision of yes, it's worth it, and therefore haven't yet reinstated the site.
Yeah.
However, I still have all the backups ready to reinstate.
Which is good, because we did do a lot of articles, some even were spell checked, and
yeah, mine.
And there was a lot of stuff we put on there. We had Hedgie occasionally also co-hosting through that, although Hedgie's work schedule did mean you weren't always here, because sometimes you were actually at work.
Pretty much.
Yep. Well, he was here when he could be here.
Yeah, but overall, we managed to consistently have a regular show. We were on the YouTube regularly, and we've been having lots of people still downloading and listening to the podcast in the background.
Yeah, the audio podcast actually does shift a fair amount of traffic.
Yeah.
It's like, I never expected the YouTube feed to do much, because the YouTube was always very much a second thought.
Yeah.
And especially with Season 8's audio quality, I knew that was never going to fly off the shelves. But the podcast actually does shift a fair number of units, which surprises me every time. And we get some weird and wonderful locations for listeners. And it's like, we get listeners from the Ukraine.
Yeah.
Which surprised me, because I thought...
Shout out to the Ukraine!
Hello, Ukraine listeners! We love you.
Yeah.
We love all of our listeners. And I know we got a couple from Australia as well.
Ooh.
So, yeah, we are international.
Yeah.
Cool. Not huge international numbers, but then we've never had huge numbers of listeners anyway.
No.
So,
yes. So we got through Season 8. There is one major memorable thing on the Wikifur page. So if you're wanting to see all of this, you can go to Wikifur, TigerTails Radio. There's a list of all the memorable stuff that we can't remember on there.
Yeah.
And this was 21st of July 2014, and this is our 10th anniversary.
oh, yes.
Yes,
I've
we were
got vague
10.
memories of our 10th anniversary.
We were 10.
What did we do for it? Why is
We
that
got
ringing a
drunk.
bell? That was another drunk show. That's why I can remember it.
So, it wasn't on the birthday, because this was Monday the 21st, but we called it the birthday.
Well, it was effectively the birthday.
I could get down, so I was able to take part in person, which was nice.
Down.
We booked off time to work to make sure we didn't have to worry about the hangover on Tuesday. That
smart.
kind of shows us our planning then.
And in the end, I stayed relatively sober.
Yes, apparently you did. I don't remember this.
I do, because I remember how I couldn't press buttons last time and didn't want to repeat it. So I stayed relatively sober and was able to finish the show and wrap it up quite nicely.
Yeah, so Felis and Angel Dark Song were the drunks of the night. Unfortunately, active clips from Evie and Salamander, who provide messages, weren't able to be done because there was a hard drive disk failure, which was a shame. Anthropuffy actually phoned in.
Yep.
And we actually had the speakerphones to the microphone in order for everyone to see it.
Yeah, so we could have a little chat. And then, I got called away as Anthropop tried to help me fix the hard drives.
And even though we were late and apparently I destroyed everything
you
at
did.
the beginning, we managed to go on for an entire extra hour and a half before the traditional ending.
Thus continuing the breaking everything in the first 20 minutes tradition.
I don't remember that.
No, there's lots of things you don't remember. It's you're old, you're getting senile.
Drunken haze. But yeah, that was everything to do with Season 8. We actually got into a proper solid format, which then moved into Season 9, where we were glad we had a proper solid format because everyone started falling by the wayside.
Not quite everyone. It's everyone. Oh, Hedgie was still here.
Hedgie was still here.
Yeah, I was.
Hedgie was still here. We didn't introduce anything new for Season 9, as you'll have known, because you'll have been listening and watching to us.
Of course you were.
Well, we did actually start playing proper music.
Yes.
We actually got some actual genuine artists.
When Mr. Xavier says we didn't introduce anything new, he is in fact talking out of his bottom.
Yes.
Because
we actually had...
not only did we get real musicians giving us music, and we had that previously with the likes of The Clarity giving us tunes to play, but now we had actual other musicians coming in as well. When
Twice.
Submitting music to us thrice. Because lovely Jake Aldridge sent us 2 songs.
Yes.
And so we had that. We also had in Quiplash.
Yes.
The new interactive game.
So this was the Jackbox thing that TK bought, I believe. I've got. Quiplash is a very ridiculous game where it's a case of you have to answer this question via a web-hosted page for their main site.
Well, basically, I can summarise it easier than you.
Okay.
It's basically Cards Against Humanity with freeform answers.
Yeah. That's pretty much what it is.
That's the way you look at it.
And it has become the most anticipated thing on Monday nights.
We had quite a few people join in, which was good fun because actually getting people involved in the show has been one of our biggest things to try and do.
Yeah, and it's always been the technology that's let us down. Things have been really, really hard. I mean, even with Quiplash, it's running on a laptop that's severely underpowered for what it's doing.
And the HDMI switcher that for some reason will break and cause major technical issues.
It doesn't break, it's just during the switch period, it likes to go...
That's the definition of break.
As it stutters. It's not breaking, it's not breaking, it's just switching between the streams, and it doesn't switch particularly quickly.
But if I'm on, there's usually a freeze frame of me like this.
Clicking the button.
So yeah, we also had the OBS setup, which was working a lot better than our previous setup.
Well, Season 9 is also the season where I got the 1080p camera.
Yes.
And so the first couple of test shows were broadcast in 1080p HD, 60 frames a second, or 50 frames a second because of the camera.
Yeah.
And I very quickly realised that the PC wasn't powerful enough to stream the video.
You think?
At 50 frames a second in 1080. So that was toned down back to 720.
We also had the return of Bad Fanfic Theatre.
Yes, we did.
By Felis.
Because we still were having lots of projects done and dusted.
In fact, it was called Bad Fanfic Theatre.
The TigerTails gaming stuff, as it always seems to happen mid-season, started to slow down to a crawl. But TK, myself, Hedgie, on the bequest of Felis, who is the originator of this.
Bad Real Fic Theatre.
Yeah. He was reading Bad Fanfic Theatre and would send reviews of this or record things of it.
He's also sent in a video message.
Ooh.
Yeah, so let's have a quick watch of that.
Here we go.
And now, some guy in a waistcoat presents yet another episode in the ongoing saga of Bad Fanfic Theatre. What? It's not Bad Fanfic Theatre. Then why am I in here again? Anniversary? But I didn't even get her anything. What? Oh, okay, let's come in again. We'll fix this in post. And now, some guy in a waistcoat presents a special birthday message for TigerTails Radio. Seriously, I'd actually forgotten this was coming up. It's hard to believe that the show's turning 12 years old today. It's harder for me to believe that I've been involved in one way or another for 9 of them. Damn, I feel old. I actually started out doing guest appearances, and then moved up to trying so hard to squish reviews into 60 seconds that my voice sounded like I was regressing backwards through puberty. Yeah, then TK let me move up to full-time hosting, which led to wonderful hijinks like drunken readings of terrible fiction. And even that one time I got covered in lukewarm slime for charity. Yeah, it's been a hell of a ride. And it's one of the best rides that I've been allowed on. You know, through the show, I've made great friends. I've gained fond memories. And I developed a love for audio production. Without TK and the others, I'd probably never have ended up having done paid voiceover gigs. Or started my own bad fanfic theatre side project. So, yeah, TK's entirely to blame for that abomination. Fine work of audio entertainment. You know, the funny thing is that, despite the show being a regular part of my life for, well, the better part of a decade, it's surprisingly hard to find the right words to mark the anniversary. So I guess in the end, all I can say is, happy 12th birthday, TigerTails Radio. And here's to many, many more. Woo! Alright, that's one birthday message in the bag. So, what's the next fanfic? Oh god. No. Please. Anything but my immortal.
Oh, thank you very much,
Oh,
Felix.
that was nice.
Very pleasant.
Yes.
Because Felix originally would send in recorded reviews, which went from 30 seconds to half an hour.
Oh, no, we said originally for Felix's reviews, get them about a minute or so long and send them all and send them in.
Yeah.
Be wonderful. I think the longest ended up being something like 20 odd minutes.
Yeah, it's like steadily increased.
It was a full done and dusted section in itself.
Because we did have times when we had Werewolfie sending stuff in, which was fantastic.
Werewolfie's reviews.
That's added on top of the Shep Fact stuff that was sent in, and a few other stuff that was sent in by our listeners. Which was good
We
fun.
always like receiving submissions from our listeners. It's very it's nice because not only does it extend runtime of the show, you know, it gives us more time to get drinks and things. But it's also interesting to see what the actual views and opinions of other people are coming in. And so if they want to review games or movies, as Werewolfie did, instead of games, because Felix did games, Werewolfie did movies.
Oh, yeah.
Shep provided the Shep Facts back in Season 1, summer Season 2, and a little bit of Season 3, I think.
Yes.
And so it was nice to have all that kind of user contribution coming in. And it's something that we've not really had recently, aside from the games of Quiplash, which have been thoroughly entertaining, but it is something I'd like to get back on if we can.
We've had the occasional thing sent in as well to be reviewed, because people have sent games in for the radio to review, even stuff that they've made themselves.
EA have sent games in for the radio to review. This was back in Season 1.
Yeah. So there has been some stuff that has been sent in.
We got to review Harry Potter Quidditch World Cup.
Yes,
Awesome, I love that game.
But Felix decided to sit us down and read a real fan fiction work,
Org's Odyssey,
whilst drinking.
Yes.
As a round, it was a big solid book that you can buy from Amazon.
Can't anymore.
Yeah.
I don't think.
Well, it's been re-released now, I believe.
Oh, has it?
Yes.
An edited version.
We have that on the archives.
We
won't
do,
put
We
stuff
don't.
in.
It's not our archive. Felix has it. It's
Felix
part of
has
his
it.
archive.
It's on YouTube.
Yes.
We'll put a
Yes.
link, so therefore you can find it and watch it yourself. And yeah,
Right, if you tell me where the link is, I'll include it in the show notes. How's that?
We will do.
Felix's channel. There we go.
Yeah, thanks. That's helpful.
Don't worry, I'll find it for you. I'll
Thank
find
you.
it for you.
At least someone is cooperative. So you just can't get the staff. That's been my trouble throughout
But yes,
all
we had-
since Season 1. All the 12 years, you just can't get the staff.
But
We
yeah,
had
season
two real fix. We had the one that Felix gave to us, and that involved us getting steadily
More drunk as the night went on.
intoxicated as time goes by.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yes.
God. Yes, I remember the second one now.
Yes. The second one was a terrible fan written, I think, by a 7-year-old.
I think it was something right. Yeah. Five Nights at Freddy's.
Yes, Five Nights at Freddy's. What basically happened? A timeline of events leading up to the security guard getting his job.
Yeah.
And even by stretching this out over 3 sessions, interspace between the show and doing ridiculously silly voices, we still couldn't make it last longer than about 5 minutes.
Yeah, that was a show when I wasn't there.
Yeah, it was.
That was myself, you, TK, and Angel Darksong, I believe.
Yes, but there was a lot of change in season 9. We had Angel Darksong, who had gone from being just a sandwich maker at British Tobacco to being a proper case manager in British Tobacco.
British American Tobacco.
To suddenly deciding that he wanted to go back into coding and being a student. So he quit his job and went into programming.
Yep, became a student.
Although now he is now more famous for being a semi-professional games player.
Yes. And season 9 he went off and actually won 2 Pokken tournaments.
So far.
And this is on top of his regular going to places and competing, because he does also do the anime tournament.
Yeah, he plays anime games. He was quite good at Mortal Kombat.
Street Fighter and stuff.
Yeah, Mortal Kombat 9,
because that
Street
was
Fighter.
stuff we tried when the Mortal Kombat appeared down in Southampton. We all bimbled down to the store for the lock-in, and that was hilarious.
That was good fun. I enjoyed that night.
We had to play because they ran out of people.
They had to play because it was a case of, are you a guest? No. Well, yes, tough. You're not anymore. You're playing.
You're playing.
It was a weird situation.
It was like, you're not allowed in if you're not playing. Oh, I guess
okay,
we'll
play then. And so we had that going on with Alex. We also had Felix and Alex moving around because they moved into their house together. Because stuff had happened where they were like getting together to live, because Felix was sorting out himself, getting out of his original interesting home.
Yep.
Into moving in with Celine, his now girlfriend, and Alex, his now hetero life mate for life. Stuff's happened with that. They then disappeared off the scene because of studenty type stuff. Alex also got a job in Odeon.
Yeah, well,
Felix
Alex
stopped taking his medication.
No, well, it wasn't stopped. It was like Alex got himself a job which required him to work when the show was on.
Yeah.
And Felix changed doctors, and so there was a break in his medication issuing.
Yes.
A long one. So, because Felix was struggling to get a new GP. So he was struggling to get new appointments, not appointments, prescriptions.
Yeah.
So it was only until the end of season 7 that
The
we
last
saw
show.
Felix. Yes, he came back for the last show. Meds all sorted. It was all good.
Yes.
So hopefully we'll be able to see a bit more of Felix in the future.
Yes.
But not only did Felix return after a long period of inactivity, but we also had a couple of instances of Southpaw coming down.
Yes. He joined in, and he was actually on camera for those as well.
Yes, he came down into the studio
Yep.
and paid a visit and said hi, and we popped him down in the chair and pointed the cameras at him because we're nice like that. And yeah, it was nice to see Southpaw again because we hadn't really seen him much since about season 4. Southpaw was one of the people, as I said earlier on in this particular show, who took over during season 1 when myself and Hedgie couldn't make it.
Yep.
Southpaw was one of our regular can-dos, and he did very well because of it. So it was nice to have him back down where he could come and update us on what he's been up to since.
Absolutely.
And actually, thinking of Southpaw, I think it's time now to do one of these little video things that we've got.
Oh, excellent.
Yeah, Southpaw was kind enough to send in a little video message, so I thought, yeah, that sounds like an opportunity to give it a quick play.
Okay.
And so it sounds have a watch, see what you think.
Here we go.
So, TigerTails Radio, 12 years old. Blimey, who would have thought back in 2004 that our little shoutcast-based internet radio station would still be going strong after all these years? Sure, some things have changed over the years, such as the format, which originally was music-based, but it's now gone to talk radio, with just 2 or 3 tracks of music each week. The location of the studio's changed, and the presenting team's changed, but some things have stayed the same. The show still goes out at 8 PM on a Monday, with TK as the lead anchor. And you still can listen on the Shoutcast, as well as watching the stream on YouTube in glorious HD. Anyway, that's enough of my waffle. Once again, happy birthday, TigerTails Radio. And here's to the next 12 years. Cheers.
Well, thank you very much, Southpaw.
That was lovely.
Very nice.
That was lovely. Thank you very much.
Yes.
We also had Jaganetsu, I believe, on one of this episodes through season 9. He popped in. We've not had as many people come down because a lot of them have moved up north.
Yes, the North has taken a lot of our hosts.
There's a lot of reason for that, because
It's cheap.
Cheaper to get houses up there, and there seems to be a lot more tech jobs now.
Yeah, up
which
north.
is why I occasionally mention, houses up north are well cheap, and finding someone with my skill set, finding a job with my skill set up there is not that difficult. Do you work in call centres? Yes, we got many. Okay, as long as I don't have to sell.
Yeah, that's going to be the trouble.
Yeah,
Finding
that's
a
the
job where
problem.
you don't have to sell.
Yeah, but then account managing, I can do account managing.
Yeah.
I can do
Hey.
account managing.
But
I
yes,
could
that
move to Stockport, but
has taken it up to
season
pretty-
9.
in
We're
season 9.
here.
Yeah.
We
The
went
present day.
through the referendum. We went through the last E3, which was getting close to the meh levels that we've had before the Cirque du Soleil and the consoles and last year's E3 or this year's E3 meh.
Yes, okay, but we're not going to turn this into an E3 podcast.
No,
we're not. No, we're
and
not.
and we are now here, looking back across.
Oh, you say looking
9 seasons.
Yeah.
12 years.
Yep.
Yeah.
Because that's how it works out with breaks.
2 different major Facebook pages, 3 different
Venues.
YouTube pages,
And 3 venues.
3 different venues,
3 different
plus
studios.
satellite studios.
Yeah.
We've had 3 Gunchathons. We've had 2 or 3 gaming meetups.
Yep. We've had 3 barbecues.
3 barbecues.
They were fun.
We've had TigerTails Radio featured on the WikiFur page. We've had
Yep.
TigerTails Radio mentioned at furry conventions.
Yep.
Has there?
That was
Yeah.
a confuzzled fly that Evie
Confuzzled.
drew.
Really?
Which I literally thrust upon her at the last minute. And she nearly killed me with biros in the face.
We've had art thrown out. We've had art thrown at us. We've had music thrown at us.
Well, in fact, season 1, we had the art jams.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We've managed to go for 12 years. We're probably one of the longest running furry-based podcast radio shows.
We've also had TigerTails Radio on tour as well.
Have we?
Yes.
Oh God, yes, we have. It wasn't live. It was pre-recorded.
It was.
Pre-recorded because you went to
Golden
Dawlish.
Sands.
Golden
yeah.
Sands.
Yes.
So yeah, we had TigerTails Radio
On
pre-recorded
tour.
segments. Yeah.
And that's 12 years. Granted,
12
we've not
years.
been on
That was me taking
365 days. That was only the first year, and I wasn't even there.
Yep.
And that season 2 was short, but we've had
Since season
year
3,
runs.
since season 3 onwards, we've been broadcasting every Monday
Yep.
for a season, 52 weeks per season. Then we have a
Wow.
break for a couple of months.
Yep.
And then another 52 weeks for the next season.
Yeah.
And then a break for a couple of months. And then another 52 weeks. Now we're coming up to the start of season 10.
So well, we've got the break. So let's put it this way: we're going to have a break for season 10 because TK wants to. Well, TK is going to have to strip the studio down
Again.
so he can put everything, clean it, put it in boxes, and then figure out how he's going to reset the studio up because he's going to need to make space before he can put anything anywhere.
Yes.
We're going to need to figure out what technology we still need to replace or new.
Yep.
Because currently I have a reasonably decent mic setup. BT's upgraded broadband now, so the quality is going to be quite good. The only downside is, I suppose, I'm in an area where internet is still a new thing.
As is fire.
I'm not Dawlish, New Milton. I'm not going to be able to video in at all, but it's more of a case of the projects on the side, getting them still going
Sorted.
on in the background of TigerTails Radio.
So what I'd like to do for the future of TigerTails Radio is I would like to try and figure out a way of getting some more interactivity somehow. Maybe with the aid of Jackbox Games, I don't know.
Yep.
I would also like to try and get the studio equipment, for the most part, into the main room so that we can all be in the same room, look at each other and interact a bit easier so we don't have the separation of room.
Yeah.
Because at the moment, they can't see me and I can't see them.
Yeah. Like I said, there needs to be a putting away of everything, cleaning up, and then getting rid of stuff to make space.
And
'cause there is no space.
And then working out how to pie Hedgie.
Yes.
Getting rid of things. Yes, that's not going to happen.
Well, that's going to have to happen because currently there is not enough room to move stuff.
Yeah, I'm running out of space to put Legos, so...
Yeah, it's going to have to happen at some point. Our projects that we're going to be looking at, I am fairly sure Review of the Week still going to be going in terms of segments. General Geekery News, I'm fairly sure we're going to still keep going. Done and Dusted is not going to be a regular thing because we just don't have enough time. We may include that in and around things like Quiplash or some other games, we don't know. So that will be going on. Hopefully we'll be able to keep having our regular hosts, not only myself and TK, but also Hedgie, Felis and Angel Duck Song as well.
And anybody else who wants to come on down.
Dialing in is still certainly a thing via the
Google Plus.
We have.
Yes, we use Google Plus for dialing in. So if you have Google Plus, make sure you go and friend TigerTails Radio on Google Plus, because we're more than happy to say hi.
Whilst it is still a thing.
Well, it is still a thing, yeah.
And whether or not we do any more gaming meetups online, that
Or
potentially
offline.
can thing, or offline. Real world stuff, we don't know. Season 10...
Not in this flat.
Yeah, not in this flat. But certainly Season 10, once that starts up, I would like to be able to have a bit more regular content. We've talked about having Hedgie and TK do little skits before.
Mm-hmm.
We've talked about having Felis doing writing stuff and reading stuff out, because he's very much the
reader,
voice person.
He is.
So hopefully we can convince Felis to join in and do stuff. And then there's still all of our far and distant friends and hosts who we would love to hear from, like we've seen with the video clips sent in.
Yep.
So nice to see, and so nice to have the thanks.
And the
Hopefully.
celebration. But yeah, for 12 years.
Yeah.
Happy birthday, TigerTails Radio.
Yeah, 12 years old, and fingers crossed, once everything's sorted, we'll have...
Here's for another 12 years.
Woohoo! Let's get Season 10 done. Season 10, I've got a feeling, is going to be a big one, because that's going to be a big round number for TigerTails Radio.
Double figures.
Double figures. We've gone to Season 10. And that's like where many TV shows finish. I mean, let's face it, I thought Season 7 would be nearly the end.
So did I.
Because it was like, yeah, so much stuff happened.
Yeah. So it could have killed us.
Yeah.
But it didn't. We're still here.
No,
Still here.
season 7 nearly, and then the stuff that happened with Season 8 nearly.
It's resilient.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Even,
We've been resilient.
even when there's no one listening, which is pretty much every night, even when there's no one listening, we still do it because it's fun for us.
So, for you, our viewers and or listeners, depending on how you're getting in contact with us, you can find us at tigertailsradio.co.uk or tigertails.co.uk. We are on Facebook, Twitter, as well as the YouTube and the Google+.
Yep.
We are off the air for the duration. We will let you know, primarily via Facebook and Twitter, when the test shows are going to start back up again, because that will be when we'll be experimenting with all our wonderful things. And then we'll let you know when Season 10 officially starts.
Yay.
Because the next thing we have is holiday, and I'm looking forward to this.
Oh, yes.
Oh, yeah.
In
I am
fact,
on holiday.
we're on holiday tomorrow.
I'm on holiday!
Woohoo! So, yes.
Tomorrow!
Tomorrow we go to Dawlish.
TK's at work now! He is live at work!
Actually, no, this video will be going off about 6 o'clock, so I'll be home by then.
You'll be at home going... So
yes, but on that note, it is a goodbye from the last 12 years from Hedgington.
Good night, everybody.
And thank you for joining in these last years. It's been a goodbye from the Xavier.
Thank you for 7 seasons. I look forward to many more.
Many more indeed. And it's a thank you for listening to me and a goodbye from myself, TK. This has been TigerTails Radio for the last 12 years. 12! From this day back. Count them. 12 long, painful years.
12 years.
Maybe we'll be here for another 12. We don't know. We don't know how long we're going to be here for. Like I say, we'll let you know when the show is coming back for Season 10. But until then, it's bye-bye, everybody. Bye-bye.
Wait, stop, no, am I late? Have I missed it? I've got it. I'm okay. Oh, brilliant, okay. Night-night, everybody. Night-night.